Welcome back to 1010's podcast with Michael and Adam and Robbie.
Hi, guys.
It's going to be a pretty chill show.
Just mellow.
I would like it to be mellow.
That's probably not what's going to happen.
That's probably exactly not what will happen.
Why are you so mellow? You chill?
I just want to be chill, bro.
Just chill as a
Everything's
cucumber?
chill. We've been winding people up for a couple weeks. We could be chill for a
cold.
while.
It's just straight up cold.
People seem to
It is a little cold.
not be. I mean, we're pretty level-headed on the group this week. I think last week's episode was pretty.
Got everybody a little triggered and everybody's calmed down a
No,
little
that
bit.
was
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Well, yeah, last week
we got some. Oh, I
last week I
unplugged your
think everyone
headphones,
was
Robbie.
calmed down.
I apologize.
Oh, I know what I forgot to mention before we started the show.
What's that?
We broke the download number we were shooting for.
Did we really?
Yes.
Are you going to tell people what the number is?
Can we?
Yeah,
Do we want
let's
to brag it up?
I don't care.
That's why I was at.
Let's do it.
Okay. We are officially north of 250,000 downloads this calendar year.
That's nuts.
And it's barely February. Or no, November. Wait, when are we doing this?
God, I wish.
what month are you in?
I don't know.
He's not just chill. He's completely lost.
I'm just not even paying attention anymore, bro.
His watch
I'm
doesn't
outta
tell
here.
him that.
Watch the-
He didn't buy that.
I didn't buy the perpetual calendar. I just
Yeah.
bought the time
It's
only.
November.
For
Mid-November.
you, it's November. For me, it's February.
He
Because
works
if
off-
it's not February, I'll stab someone in the next month or two
He works
based
off
on how cold
fiscal
it is.
calendars.
Yeah, we're on the Gregorian calendar,
Yeah,
and he's on
exactly.
the
No,
Mayan
no, no. This
calendar.
is purely if winter doesn't end in the next 2 months, I will just disappear, I think.
Doesn't winter like not start for another 2 months? Technically,
It doesn't start for like another 5 weeks or something. It's like 2 days before Christmas. I
It's
think.
winter now.
It's already snowed once.
So I'm just saying that if I just randomly, I told people at the office too, like if
Snap.
it's snowing one day and I don't show up, don't call. I'm not in a ditch. I'm fine. It's because I'm on a fucking airplane and I'm not here anymore. Okay, so don't call. Just send the paperwork, whatever.
I will
Last
mail you the
check-
cell phone. It's fine.
Last check, it's done. Like just assume I'm not coming back ever. I'll find the mail when you send it to my house. Someone will be forwarding it. Thank you. That's it. That's all there is to
I
it.
don't blame you. That's how I'll do it.
So anyway, that's my that's my
Anyway.
current mood.
I don't know what we're gonna do with the download number information, but we did it, and thank you.
It's a perfect time.
I don't know why.
Now we can go to PRI.
I don't know how.
And tell them like, hey, we have a bunch of downloads.
Look at us,
So many downloads.
quarter million people.
Oh, you know what else we
Such
can
a
do?
weird thought.
We can not do a show next week because we're not doing that either.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Yeah, we'll just get that
Happy
out of the way
Thanksgiving.
early on. Sorry.
Thanksgiving
Sorry,
week we
not
won't
sorry.
have a show.
Yeah.
I'm actually not sorry.
Not my
But-
fault. I needed a break.
Yes, if anybody's going to PRI, they should let us know because we will do the meetup.
I'll probably make an event maybe before the show comes out so that we can kind of start gathering up ideas of what the collective wants to do. How about that?
That'll work for me.
I'm down.
That sounds
I'll
good.
probably be there.
No Mexican food, of course. It's that simple.
Go to Dick's.
We're not going to Dick's.
I don't want to. What is it with you and Dick?
Because nobody wants to go.
Why does anybody actually want to go to Dick's ever?
I don't know.
Because they just make fun of you.
They-
Did we
yeah,
ever
they
explain
ridicule
the
you.
concept of that place?
No, explain the concept.
I guess I don't know the concept. I've never been there,
I've
but
never-
apparently
My understanding.
the wait staff are real assholes, and they make fun of you the whole time.
They ridicule you.
I
all
don't
the time.
need
They're like,
that.
You wear like a hat and they draw.
go back to, like,
Dick's
ice-
Last Resort. There it is.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
I don't-
it's literally a last resort restaurant.
I'm not there,
And yeah, so they put hats on you and make fun of you.
but it's like literally 2 steps outside the convention center. It's the closest restaurant to the door that we were using.
Yeah, but it's not. It was empty when we went by it too.
Gee, I wonder why.
No, it was
Yeah.
full.
No, it
One
was
night
not.
One
That's
night
because we
it
walked by
was.
really early.
Well, maybe. When
Well,
we
yeah,
went
they
to
put like hats on. Like this one says, "I'm wearing a diaper." Taco, do you wax?
what?
That's what it says on that girl's hat.
That's not very nice.
Jesus. Asking her about her taco?
That's inappropriate.
wow.
Not appropriate
this,
at all.
this one right here.
Even
On,
for us, that's inappropriate.
on their front page, it says, "Do you have something on your chin?" No, the third one down. Jeez.
Okay.
The third chin because they're fat.
Oh my
Yeah. Why would you? Why
God.
do you want to go eat
I
at this
don't want
place?
that.
We should go.
I don't want to go. You go.
I'm good.
You go do
I'm
that.
sensitive. I don't want to hear that shit.
I know
Yeah.
you hate it when people ridicule you, or
Which
make fun
because
of
it happens all the
Or
time.
make fun of your videos.
Yeah, rude.
You get all sensitive, so we're not doing that. I vote pizza.
I'm good.
That's
with
what we
pizza.
should do.
Yeah, I'm good with pizza.
So anyway, we're reevaluate that. Adam will make a thing, and
There
then
you go.
you guys can find it. Are you going to do it on the page or the group?
I'm gonna
Sounds
do it
like a
on the-
weird question, but
I'm going to do it on the page so it's more public.
Okay.
Because I think like last time, some of the slip angle people kind of migrated our way. Some of the,
sure.
Jabay's buddy group. And, I want to be
Yeah.
all inclusive.
Yeah, if you want to get decent food, come to the 10 Tenths party, not the Slip Angle party.
Well, I think they'll probably be at the same place.
Well, just know that it was set up by 10 Tenths.
Although
We will take credit for it.
Jabay told me that he was going to be jet setting back home on Saturday or on Friday night and then coming back Saturday morning.
Whoa.
What kind of shit is that?
Like apparently it's only 2 hours to his house,
Hey,
and he's got some family.
no, so he did that last
matter
year too,
needs
didn't
to
he?
do.
Oh, maybe he did. Yeah. John's doing that from Petrol Box, but he's like an hour away.
Right.
That's not a big deal.
Yeah.
You made it sound like he's big time grid life race director getting in his private jet
Well,
flying back home.
that's what I was-
the narrative we'll tell
That's
people.
what I was giving him.
Yeah,
shit.
he's,
He was
he's
like,
flying to another
He's
track.
getting
to
in
talk
his
about.
helicopter to.
he's like, yeah, I'm driving in my $800 Civic, but whatever.
Nah,
We'll
jet-
tell people he's
stop
he's
downplaying it.
jet
getting in
setting.
a helicopter,
Yeah.
Bruce Willis style, to go back home,
Some James Bond shit.
and then he's going to come back tomorrow in the
Bond
helicopter again
villain shit, really.
Yeah.
He'll be, sitting in his helicopter, just
with the cat.
with the Himalayan
Guess.
for sure.
It's a lifestyle that Jabay lives that a lot of us will never understand. I mean, it's an amount of money that we just don't.
No.
we just
You know how many
can't
cars
appreciate.
he owns?
He owns a lot of cars.
I know.
And he's
He
got
forget-
an
he
RV.
for- he
and
forgets about
He's got
them.
the helicopter and the G6, the jet, and all this. I mean, it's a lot of people
Not
don't know
the
that.
Pontiac.
No, he wouldn't be caught dead in a Pontiac.
Not the G6.
But he's got the jet.
Yeah, yeah.
the Gulfstream, and but yeah, not a lot of people know that about Jabay. He's kind of a big deal. So
It's true.
it's cool. I mean, it's cool he talks to us. It's kind of
That's
weird
nice. Yeah.
Peasants.
that he.
I mean,
yeah,
he
comes
lies
down.
about hugging you, but that's fine.
He does. And he makes fun of your car. And
I think he
whatever.
he
Poor
genuinely feels bad about it at this point.
He should. Everyone else hug me, even strangers.
very yes. Several strangers did hug you. That's very true.
But now they're friends because we're not strangers anymore. That's what happens when you hug.
The problem was he was on his way to like a meeting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was very busy.
with his financial people, the accountants, and the
Yeah.
the advisors and stuff. And he wasn't thinking.
His assistant was like, "You need to be here at this time." And then
They
here,
showed him.
and then here.
They showed him how the gold market was fluctuating, and that
Diamond-
was in the back of
diamonds,
his
yeah,
mind.
yeah.
That was in the back of his mind. He just wasn't quite processing through the fact that he needed to give you a hug. It's hard when you're that rich. It's hard to just kind of be like
In
just
the moment?
a
I know,
present. Be present.
yeah,
you know?
the work boot stock was up, and so I mean, he was just
He's just like-
excited.
He's
He
trying
was
to decide
he
what
was.
mechanical watch to buy next.
I know.
He was. Yeah, he's on that trip too. So it's it's kind of crazy.
Changing the game.
It's kind of crazy. So anyway, we're not going to Dick's. I think that was the moral of that
I
story.
think we're good enough at ridiculing each other.
Yeah.
Right. All right, let's do Adam's opener presented by Factor Fabrication. And I have a fun fact. I learned something about our fearless leader
Okay.
at Factor Fabrication.
Are you leading with that, or are we?
No,
gonna-
I'm going to save that till the end. But I'm
Okay.
just telling you, I learned something very interesting about Booney,
Okay.
and I want to
Does
share
he
it.
know that you know?
He does.
Oh,
Okay.
it'd be funny if he did.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you spent some time with him.
I
on
did spend
Saturday
some time
night.
with him. I have a bone to pick with you when you're done with your opener as well. But we'll just we'll deal with that.
What, I
Are
don't-
you
At
mad
the end.
because people were requesting my
do I
presence?
just, oh yeah. Well, yeah. Do I just not exist?
You don't exist apparently.
Yeah. Does that surprise you?
But anyway,
Not even a little bit anymore.
we'll come back to all that at the end.
All right. So this week, I found an article somewhere along the lines where some guy had taken an alternator and converted it to a motor, an electric motor, and put it on a go-kart. We'd actually talked about this many moons ago with Nabil and Ray,
Oh yeah.
because Nabil was talking about how they were converting an alternator to put on a mini bike,
Yes.
and we had never really hashed that theory out. Then I found this guy on YouTube who did it, and it's really simple.
I have a mini bike. Could this be done?
Yeah, I think so.
I have. Well, I guess it's a burned up alternator, but yeah, I have one.
I mean,
What's an
alternators
alternator
are like
cost?
literally a dime a dozen
Yeah,
at the junkyard.
$20.
Yeah.
A new one's like $100.
Might
He
be worth
paid
trying it.
$20 for the one in the video, and it came off of a F-150.
Yeah.
I have a sneaking suspicion that this may turn a little mini bike into like a death machine.
Death-
I'm all in.
That's what I'm wondering.
If I remember correctly, well, okay, so this guy put it on a
Small.
go-kart,
Yep.
Which I would be more comfortable with. But
used a 48-volt battery pack to power it,
Okay.
Death machine.
Achieved a maximum speed of 37 kph,
What was that, 20 miles an
It's a
hour?
little over 20.
which isn't slow on a go-kart.
No, not really.
You know,
Especially with just...
That's 23 miles an hour. That's pretty fast.
went 10 full minutes with it without it dying, driving around. And the only reason he stopped in the video is because he was smelling something burning, and it appeared that he had exceeded the discharge rate of his batteries and was starting to melt them.
Oh, fun.
But so he needs to
He
hash
needs
that out a little bit.
Regulator.
Right. But it looks really easy. Like, it literally took him an hour.
Just like pull it apart and change a few
So
things?
you pull it apart, you remove the diode ring, and you rewire it off of that.
Okay.
And he had a motor controller of some kind that he had bought separately that we would have to buy or acquire.
Yeah.
And he didn't mention how much that cost because he pulled it off. I think, excuse me, I think in the past, in other videos, he had got a brushless motor and put it on this go-kart because he showed him like disassembling parts off this cart and putting this stuff back on it. And so I think he already had the motor controller, and that's why he didn't talk about what it cost.
Right.
And I have a feeling that that's probably not the same price as an alternator.
Yes, I would agree with that statement.
But it looked really easy.
Oh, wait a second. $100 maybe?
Yeah, I didn't think
That's
it'd be-
reasonable.
Yeah, it didn't look like
That's
it was
maybe not so
anything
bad.
out of control.
So that's actually what you used to regulate the speed of the
Yeah.
motor. Is
So
the
he
motor controller.
bought like an actual gas pedal, well, foot feed assembly that was
Yep.
designed specifically for this application,
Okay.
and had like 2-wire output to the motor controller, and then the motor controller wired to the motor, and you needed to make sure that the motor controller was one that would work with a sensorless motor, because the alternator doesn't have any sensors to communicate to the controller with it,
Right.
whereas some do. And if you have one that requires that, it won't run the motor. So you
Okay.
got to make sure when you're speccing things out that you got the right kind of motor controller. But he does a really good job of explaining it all, does a really good job of showing what he's doing. It looks painfully simple. I think that it would be really, really, really easy to put one at each wheel on the back of a go-kart and make a sick,
Ooh.
all destroying machine.
What
like
kind of
your-
sick autocross car would that be? Like, you may only get 2 runs, but it might be worth it.
Well, so I feel like you could get a couple. Well, if he got 10 minutes on his battery pack, which was not big by any means, sat like a little baggie between his legs. It wasn't big. It wasn't like he had 6 car batteries on this thing,
Right.
but he got 10 minutes out of it with one motor. So mathematically, you should be able to get 5 minutes out of it with 2 motors. That's enough to do 2 runs, and then
Charge
put
it.
it on a generator.
Yeah, you just get one of those little Honda generators.
Yeah.
Little charge.
Yeah. How bad could it be?
I don't see what could go wrong.
Nah, this will be fine.
And
I'm gonna watch this video.
dude,
later.
it's really simple.
I'd be
It's, like,
curious.
painfully.
Should
I
build one.
always say that I'm going to
No.
post these things, and then I never do
I
because
know.
I forget. But I'm going to try and remember to
The
post
link
this
is
on
the
the
link
group.
is on the YouTube video.
What's
It's right
how
there.
much is a go-kart chassis? Like $100?
on Craigslist? Like
on
$100.
Craigslist or like swap meets. They're nothing when they don't have motors.
And then we just need. I kind of want to build a four-wheel drive
legit
setup.
4-wheel. Yeah.
The only thing I don't know how you would do the 4-wheel drive is how you incorporate steering.
Or that's
Details.
a future problem.
So I know that listener of the show, Joe,
Yes.
the one who lives in Nevada, the one who was my driver
Yes.
for our little adventure a couple weeks ago, he went through. He went through some kind of engineering school at ISU. I don't know if he's mechanical or electrical or what he is, but he was on the solar car team,
Yep.
and he's like he's got all these crazy ideas for building, and he has talked to me about building a 4-wheel drive electric go-kart. So I think that he's done the legwork on how to make the car turn while still having motors in each wheel.
So we just got to get Joe.
So we just got
Yeah, so make a
and
phone
like
call.
I'm pretty sure that he's right now texting me
Okay.
as he listens.
Do I have to apologize about the Fox body comment?
Probably, yeah. Dick.
No. Okay. I won't.
I mean,
we'll see.
since when have we?
It'll get to the
apologized?
point where it's like time to start, the cart for the first time, and he'll be like, "Remember what you said about Fox bodies?"
You're not gonna ride on.
You're
it,
not riding on
So
it,
deal with it.
That'll be my punishment.
We'll call the Baja team that will ride in theirs again.
Yeah.
We could potentially.
But then, so here's my next question about this. He used a 48-volt battery pack, but if you use a 12-volt battery pack, could you attach an unmodified alternator to your modified alternator and charge the battery?
I don't think that's how that works.
It's a perpetual motion machine. It goes
right.
forever.
Did you just
Well,
solve
I mean-
our energy crisis?
I'm sure that it doesn't.
Bros, nobody put in an alternator on an electric motor? What the fuck? Bam.
But
solved.
like,
It charges itself.
why can't you? Explain to me why you can't do that.
I'm not saying you can't do it. We could do it.
I think your energy capture would be
Yeah.
disappointing. I think is the problem. I'll put it that way.
Even if it gives you another, run or two at the autocross course, like that's worth it, right?
So I'm looking on eBay, and I find 48 to 72 volt, 1500 watt electric bicycle, e-bike, scooter, brushless DC motor,
Yeah.
speed controller.
Yeah.
Is that what I need?
Yes.
It's $40.
You want to
Oh,
make sure
yeah.
that they're sensorless.
This one
capable.
does not look like it is. I'm gonna guess here.
Well, I think the cheaper one would be for sensorless.
I don't know that that's true because he specifically stated that I think if I remember right that he said that most of them are censored. And you got to make sure that there's one that the one you get is sensorless.
Oh, wait,
and
here
I
we
would bet that them being sensorless probably requires a little bit more effort.
Oh, I
It
suppose.
says automatically recognize the motor phase angle, so I'm assuming that is not sensorless.
No, it's automatic. So it would be sensorless.
Are you sure it's not getting that feedback from the motor though?
I don't know.
That's my
I'm
question.
not an electrical engineer. Just plug shit in.
We could just try plugging it in and see what happens.
Yeah, it's only $40.
I've spent more on less.
Absolutely.
If it works,
if you can make a go-kart.
If it works, great. If
Go-kart
it
death
doesn't,
machine.
just put it back on eBay again.
As long as it doesn't
There's
burn up,
tons and
yeah.
tons and tons of them on eBay. Tons of options.
sure.
All the way down to like $15.
And then
You
I
can
assume
afford to be
like
wrong a couple times.
I assume like if you get higher output alternators, that means you have higher output motors in the same way.
Absolutely.
That is what makes sense in my mind, at least.
Yeah, get the ones that they use for like
like
subwoofer-
ambulances
yeah,
and
yeah,
shit.
like the subwoofer cars.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Or if you like, so he runs it on the solid axle. He modifies it and puts a gear on it, a chain gear, and then runs it to the axle.
Yep.
And so, like, his speed number is kind of irrelevant because that's all largely based
All
on
gear.
on the
Yeah.
gearing. But whatever. But like, you could stack them.
Yeah.
Sure.
You could run 2 or 3 motors on a chain if you wanted to get really overly complicated. But you could make like a really stupid.
We need a pit bike.
I got a pit bike.
I'd rather do it with a go-kart chassis.
I would like to do it with a go-kart as well. I feel like the
We have
pit
the
bike
yard.
would be a death
But
machine.
a pit bike would be really nice for like going to grid life and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I do feel like it'd be a death machine though. I feel like you could get really
Why are you
hurt.
trying to talk people out of this?
I'm just no. I want the
well,
go-kart.
so here-
I'm just saying
here's
on the
where
bike,
I'm at on
the
it.
We should put
instant
this on a
torque-
bicycle.
The instant
Let's-
torque on a bike is a bad idea.
Let's build the go-kart first.
Okay.
Figure out all the ins and outs because I feel like the go-kart chassis is going to be a little more forgiving, a
Yeah.
little more room for packaging.
Yes.
We'll get all that sorted out. Then we'll buy a pit bike.
Nah, just put on like a 20-inch bike.
No, I'm not putting it on a
Put on
bicycle.
a 3-piece crank. It's fine.
No, I'm not putting it on a
Do you
bicycle.
have a bicycle you're going to donate?
No, it's
for
not
this?
even that.
yeah, I'll be fine.
It's not even that I think it's dumb. I would not put it on a bicycle.
It'll be fine.
That's dumb. That's not. I'm not
Let
saying
Robbie
it's
put it on
dangerous.
his
I'm not.
bicycle.
It's dangerous, dumb, and that's not what bothers me. It's just stupid. You wouldn't catch me dead on an electric motor or bicycle.
Like all the hipsters that I was saying.
Get out of here. Okay, if we're gonna put this on something, I'm gonna buy like some Vape Bro, Subaru Bro, stretched out, lowered ruckus that he
Ruckus.
blew the motor up on, and we're gonna put an electric bike.
Electric
or,
ruckus might be cool.
That'd be all right.
That's where I'm
Stretched
at.
ruckus?
Yeah.
Stretched electric ruckus?
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be dope.
Or like a Grom.
Come on.
Nah, like a Yamaha jog.
I don't
Oh,
know.
what?
Yes.
Like the
Yes.
moped.
Yes.
That was the moped to have.
But like from the 80s
No,
or
no,
the
no.
90s.
What are you
90s.
talking about?
the Yamaha jog.
The quintessential moped when we were 14.
Well, I'll wait till he pulls it up. I'm sure
That I would
I'll
do.
recognize.
That would be
Black with
funny.
the I had black with
Show
the
it.
purple.
Black with the purple, absolutely.
Man, did I miss something
Yes.
in my childhood? Pull it up.
Was that not a thing?
I can't
in-
find the one that I
Was
had.
that not
there
a
it is.
thing in Indianola?
No.
Oh man,
Okay.
there's some memories coming.
Did you not
back.
have a moped?
Oh, no, I didn't have a moped. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, just put it on those.
I thought every small town in Iowa had a moped gang.
Well, we
Yeah.
did because you could get your license when you were 14.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, you get your
Yeah.
moped license when you're 14.
Yeah, no, we had people that had mopeds.
or your school permit.
I just, even at that point, I was like, man, that's pretty fucking lame. Like,
Oh yeah, no, we never said it was cool.
it's pretty lame. Like, oh, I can't get a car, so I'm
I
going to get
never-
a moped. I'm like,
I-
I'll just wait. I'm good.
We went like 45, man. It was,
Dude, I
it
got
was
a
fun.
I got a moped so I could get to work, so
Yeah.
I could earn that money and buy a car.
I get that.
yeah.
I don't know that the kids.
The
that I
worst
knew
part was
did.
I took mine on a mile of gravel to work every day, so it's like
shaking
whoa,
yourself to death.
Careful. I mean, I could have slowed down, but
Right? Who does that?
14-year-old
Not when
me
you're
is-
14. Are you kidding me?
I had one from like the 80s, and apparently it was specifically an Iowa edition because in Iowa it can't go legally. It can't go more than 25 miles an hour, so it was governed.
Oh, lame.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a couple of kids in town that had the governed ones.
It said Iowa edition on it, which is not
So
something
cool.
you should be proud
No.
of.
So cool.
Not even a little bit. I'd
But that I would be more willing to. But I'm not doing a bicycle.
rather do a bicycle than the moped.
No, absolutely not. You wouldn't catch me dead on an electric bicycle.
Are you donating the bicycle?
Are you growing a man bun now?
if you-
No. I do it. I make it all dangerous and shit, so I could like jump with it.
If you donate the bicycle, I will help you build it.
I might consider it if it's a BMX bike.
Yeah, a 20-inch.
Or that doesn't mean anything to me.
It's a BMX bike.
Or like
with
an
pegs
old
and shit.
bike with a banana seat on it.
No, that's
Like an
hipster.
old Schwinn.
No, you're going on the far end of the hipster spectrum
see,
with
I
the banana
assume-
seat.
No, like a legit Schwinn.
We doing a fixed gear? What are we doing here?
Yeah, that's what he's trying
Well,
to
wouldn't
do.
they technically be fixed gear?
It's a fixie now, so now it's super hipster.
No,
it's an electric fixie.
no, you could leave
That's
the-
the hipster shit.
No, leave a 3-piece crank on it, so then you can have your feet on the pedals, and then when it dies, you can still ride.
No.
That sounds like some hipster fucking
No.
bullshit.
No,
Fixie-
because the hipsters have the fixed gear and
Fixie would make it more dangerous, though, wouldn't it?
Fixie would make it super dangerous.
Well, then we're building a fixie.
so then your legs
you have to take
go
the pedals off.
Yeah,
You couldn't have a fixie.
That's
with
why I said
pedals on it,
3-piece
so it'd
crank.
Fucking break your ankle.
you need 3-piece.
No kidding.
No, you just
does that
put
even mean,
foot pegs
3-piece?
on
That
it.
means when
crank.
you take your feet off the pedals, they stay there, so that when the
I understand
wheels
that,
are
but what-
spinning, your legs aren't spinning.
I think you just put foot pegs on it.
Then they try to turn it into a motorcycle.
Yeah, that's
No,
what
no,
we're
no.
doing
No,
here,
no.
Robbie.
We are kind of turning it into a motorcycle. It's an electric bicycle.
Welcome to the conversation.
No, we need to be able to like a really old moped where you pedal.
I think maybe Robbie's onto something. Maybe what he's thinking is we'll build one like as a prototype,
yeah.
and then we'll take it to like a hipster convention or we'll just take it to a coffee shop. 'cause
I
that's
was
the
going to
same.
say, so
Yeah,
a
down-
farmer's market?
Yeah,
We'll take it. Yes, we'll take it to a farmer's market.
hipster convention downtown Des Moines every Saturday.
Let's call it farmer's market. I get it now. I'm with you. So we'll
7 to 11.
We'll take it to the hipster convention, farmer's market, Saturday. We'll do that. We'll sell them to people. $6,000. Does that sound like a
Oh,
normal
yeah, that
price?
seems reasonable.
Okay, those,
We'll paint it all nice.
it's not their
I
money.
don't know that
It's
you want to do that, do you?
No.
No,
Ooh, no. Patinaed.
Yeah, there it is.
Patinaed.
Yeah.
Electric. $7,000.
We'll put solar panels on it that don't actually charge it and charge them $8,000 for that.
Come on, this is a great business. You kidding me,
Put it on their backpack.
dude? If
We'll
we
talk
if,
about
if we
low carbon footprints,
if we like rented a warehouse,
recycling of bikes.
if we rented a warehouse, but
gotta be like a really-
but
like a really
wait,
expensive
wait. Everybody, stick with me here for a second. If we rent a warehouse downtown LA, all right, or like a shitty part of LA,
This got really
LA,
expensive.
yeah.
The shitty part
down
of
by,
LA.
down, like where Wade just walked through.
like
The
where
art-
all the
art
homeless
district.
people shit all over the road.
No,
like,
that's the art district now.
whatever. Okay, that's fine. Yes, there. So we go there.
Is
we rent
Los
a warehouse.
Angeles a hipster hub?
Yeah, but you know how LA people are. You know,
No,
like got to be
tell us.
trendy and like. No, my point is, like, we'll
Let him dig this hole, right?
we'll rent the warehouse.
Tell me
right?
about those people.
We'll get like Bloomberg Pursuits to come in. We'll talk about how we're doing this thing where we're
We're entrepreneurs.
revolutionizing. We're entrepreneurs. I'll grow a stupid mustache, with handlebar mustache,
Yeah.
and I only wear brogues. The leather shoes that those hipster people wear.
Just shitting on everybody.
What's a
So
brogue?
it's like a leather shoe. Yeah, hipsters don't wear like canvas shoes. That's weird.
Oh,
Sometimes they wear Chucks, but they wear like old dress shoes they found at Goodwill.
moccasins.
Mox, yeah.
They wear some mocks sometimes, but it's usually like a brogue. So anyway, I'll get some stupid shoes. I'll get some stupid shoes, and then we'll go work out of the warehouse building these electric bikes. But
Okay.
we'll talk about how, like, the artistry of it and how it's
I'll
how
be
it's
the
a
guy
vision.
that goes out and finds the old bikes that we're recycling.
Yeah,
because we can
You're
use buzzwords like
basically
recycle.
means you're stealing them from homeless people. But
That's
yeah, I'm
fine.
with you.
Yeah,
I'm
good.
with you.
Yeah.
But
I'm
like
with
you got to have that guy, right? Like I'm going to swap meets and junkyards and flea markets and I'm picking up these old bikes and then bringing them back to you guys who are recreating them and repurposing them and
Yeah. Oh, I'll wear a scarf all the time.
A cardigan, maybe.
I think a scarf. Robbie can wear like some like leather jacket with a white V-neck that's a little bit too low. You know what I mean?
He's got to be. He's got to be a little more hard edged.
So he's-
for us.
No, I'm gonna
What's-
just
with the
can I
leather
just
jacket?
No, can I just do like jeans and like a black T-shirt?
Okay, so you're doing the Steve Jobs thing.
No, it's a turtleneck. I'm doing.
So
just
okay,
Like,
so I'll
Yeah,
do the.
turn
Can't
it.
I just
Get
do what I'm
some-
I'll
doing?
do the leather jacket with the deep V. Okay.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Shave my chest.
No,
do the whole
no,
thing.
leave it.
Stupid
Leave it.
mustache.
I don't think you
stupid
shave your
Why do you
mustache.
say
Do you?
stupid mustache?
Because you gotta when you're doing the interview, you gotta look like a hipster person. Otherwise, nobody's gonna buy this shit.
Rocky Butler's gonna stop listening for sure now.
No, not a
had-
not a mustache like his mustache. I'm talking. Haven't you seen hipsters?
Yeah, with the curly handlebar mustache.
Not like his mustache.
His was better.
His isn't hipster.
That's fair.
It's not the same.
Hold on, I'm on.
Have you ever bought coffee at an establishment that only sells coffee?
Google
You know what I'm talking about?
hipster. Google hipster beard or hipster mustache, and I think you'll get the idea.
Yeah, or they got the pointy. Sometimes they do the whole pointy beard thing, like they're living in Sherlock Holmes times. You know what I'm saying?
No, they have.
It's England.
mustache wax.
It's yeah. What the
Yeah,
wax?
you gotta have the wax
Yeah, the
for
wax.
sure.
That's a very expensive mustache.
All right, so I'll do that.
There it is.
I'll do all that.
I hope you realize that this is exactly the mustache he had.
Is it really? That is
when I met him, he had that.
Yeah, I don't know if that guy's hipster. Did you search hipster?
It's literally the second one that popped up.
Okay,
He looks a little too.
that guy looked a little
He's too
clean
rugged.
cut.
He's too rugged.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a little ruggedly handsome.
he looked like Mr. Studio Girl. You know what I'm saying?
with the shades.
With
I'm
the
not
Ray Bans,
with
the Wayfarers.
What about this one?
Yeah. No, that's you, dude. If you're gonna wear that black T-shirt, you got to get that.
Michael Cera.
You got to get that Michael Cera mustache and wear a. Dude, you have to wear a fucking stocking cap all the time, even though we're in LA. You have to.
You got your 1010s beanie.
I do. It's over there.
Your palm.
have to wear it all
You
the
can't cut
time.
the palm off.
No,
though.
you have to leave the palm.
It's
Yeah.
90 fucking degrees outside, and you got a beanie on
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
Why are you wearing that hat? Because it's cool.
because it's cool.
No, it's actually like 90. No, it's cool, man. Cool.
We'll talk through that during the interview with Bloomberg. But that's my business plan. But I think we could become millionaires.
The
probably.
sad thing is that's way more successful than anything else we're doing.
I imagine
Probably
that
the
would make
best
a lot of
idea
money.
we've made yet so far.
I'll wait till the news.
Yep, there we go. That's the mustache I'm gonna have.
It's almost touching his eyes.
It's a lifestyle choice.
It's back up again. That's.
That looks
You have
dangerous.
to-
I don't think OSHA would approve
You have
of that
to
mustache.
register that as a sharp weapon.
Yeah, I think
When you
I think
fly?
if you came in, OSHA came in, they'd be like, whoa, wait a second.
He doesn't have enough wax to keep it pointy.
You need
though.
safety glasses.
You got to go through
though.
a pre-check with the TSA with that thing.
Yeah, you're for sure getting pulled out of line.
Yeah.
Like if I work for the TSA, I'd pull that dude out for sure. Like just be like, hey man, like
We need to talk
No.
about this.
we just need to
mustache.
talk about
I
some
need you to
stuff.
come into this room.
I
with
need to
me.
make your life
We
a
gotta-
little bit
we
more
gotta
inconvenient
chit-chat.
based on your face.
It's awfully judgmental.
This isn't my fault.
Look at his
This
face.
you have no one to blame but yourself.
Right, this is on you, dude. I didn't choose that mustache for you, but that's the mustache that I would have for this particular.
Yeah,
Business that we're working on.
handlebar, but it like basically touches your eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got to come up with something for Adam so that he's like a really eccentric,
Yeah.
looking for the bicycle
Yeah.
type of guy. I
I'll
don't know.
get-
I don't
I'll
know
get
what his
a-
look's gonna be.
I'll
But
get one of those Ford Econoline pickup trucks.
yes, okay.
Or maybe a Corvair one because I think those had like side loading.
Yep,
You know
I'm in.
the flat nosed old school buses.
Yes.
I don't want a VW bus.
No,
though.
that's too.
No, that's way too
hippie.
mainstream now. That's mainstream.
I think the Econoline or the Corvair van pickup truck thing is where it's at.
I'm in.
I'll
sounds-
just drive one of those and I'll get like a mechanic's outfit,
Yes.
like the overalls. You know what I'm
Yes.
talking about?
Yep.
Yeah.
But it has to have somebody else's name on them.
Yeah, definitely. Or like
I'd
a,
say,
nick-
like,
a,
can
nick-
I-
a nickname,
Dave.
but it's not
Can I-
yours.
Will you give me this one at least? Can I put a golf patch on it?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, cool. Oh, I'm in then.
Yeah.
200% in at this point. You know what? Every
to
negative
drive
thing
around-
I've said about this, take it all back. Let's
Get
do
to drive
this.
around in a Corvette,
I'll quit
Corvair van,
I'll quit my job tomorrow.
steal bikes from homeless people,
Go to
get
swap
to-
meets all day long, flea markets all day long.
and be a
Farmers
millionaire.
markets.
Spend my weekend at farmers markets. Who doesn't love farmers market, Robbie?
Be a millionaire
I've
and
been
take advantage of rich hipster kids.
Trustafarians.
I don't see a downside.
Trustafarians.
We'll have a sick Instagram game. It's gonna be great.
way more successful than we are right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. 100%. 100%. Absolutely. All right. Is that it
Yes.
for that opener?
That didn't go anywhere that I had anticipated.
Good, because we
it to,
somehow
but,
burned 30 minutes of the show that I said was yes.
We're half done.
I know. I said it's going to be an hour. We burned 3
We
minutes.
can't do an hour show and then not release a show next week, though.
Well, we can do whatever we want. I don't really care what people think.
That's fair. We're at 250,000 downloads. What
Yeah,
are
we
you
could
what are they going to do
It
about it?
seems to be working.
What are they going
Whatever
to do about it?
we want. So,
Let's hear
Booney.
this. I want to
Booney.
know what you have to pick with me, and I want to know this new
Okay, so I did.
side of Booney.
I
Explain what you did.
emceed the SCCA DMVR Awards banquet, which didn't know what to expect, but it turned out good. I mean, I said I wanted to do more public speaking, so I did.
You're down
I
at
did some public
the club here.
I was at the golf
You're-
club.
yeah, you're
yes,
lo- yeah.
I was.
Did you just walk there, or did you bring your fancy car?
I drove there.
He validated.
It's
Let's be
November.
real here, Robbie.
It's
He
November.
validated.
I didn't walk there.
Did they valet your car?
No, there wasn't a valet there at the time. The parking is right next to
he's
the
playing
building.
it
He's
off.
being a dick.
Okay. No. I've been to places where they valet the car, where the parking is right there.
Yeah.
I pull up.
Generally speaking, it's probably more likely to be valeted
Yeah.
when the
When I
parking's
was in
right there.
California, they had that shit. I pulled up and I'm like, it's right there. He's
Well,
like,
this
no,
is-
no, we got a valet. It's taking longer for me to talk to your stupid ass than park right there.
I got this covered, bro.
That's fine.
I'll even bring you the keys when I'm done.
So no, I didn't valet the car. Would it make you feel better if I said I did?
A little bit.
Yeah, tell
Okay, so I valeted the car.
liar.
So anyway, did the thing kind of. The event was cool. They went through like their annual meeting and did their awards, gave out awards, all that stuff. Booney, right?
Yeah.
Talking about him for a long time. Soloist of the year.
Okay.
Thought that was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I didn't realize he was at.
I think this was his
as
like
many
his
solos as he
first
did.
year of like full year of solo competition, I think.
Yes. And I asked him like, you know, you guys play a lot of Fish or Eric Clapton or where are you guys at? He
Oh,
didn't
that
think-
kind of
he didn't-
solo?
He didn't think that was funny.
That kind of soloist? like
Jam
a,
bands,
like a guitar
festivals. Yeah, he didn't think it was funny.
solo? Oh,
I thought it was
Yeah, a
funny.
little bit.
I see where you're at now.
So anyway, soloist of the year for Booney, and then he's going to be. Is he the solo director?
I
next
think
year?
so, yeah.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that. So he's
Which is
moving on
cool.
up in the
Big-
SCCA
he's big
world.
time.
He's big time.
That means
now.
we're going
He's
to
on
be
the
doing
board.
much more solo things next year.
Well, I said we should. They bought a PA system, and I said that sounds great. Let's do that.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
So
I'll go hang out and
Yep.
talk on a mic and chase my kid around.
So I get introduced to the group. Most of the people I don't know.
You don't even know how happy this makes
Most
me.
of the people I don't know. Right?
Yeah.
Get introduced, whatever, and I say a few words or whatever. Somebody in the back yells, "Where's Adam?"
I don't even exist.
Yeah, Robbie doesn't exist. This asshole,
don't even
his
know.
ghost is haunting me all day.
don't
There's
even-
pictures of Bart's car, his car.
Everywhere.
They keep coming by on the slides. Somebody else starts a conversation about something, and all of a sudden they're talking about Dodge Omnis, and they're talking about Bart again. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
Chris Reister sent me the pictures that he found of my car back when Bart was still driving it.
somebody
That
might
made
have.
me really happy to
Somebody
see
has
those.
some paperwork, assuming he can remember to send it to me. I was going to give it to you. I don't know what it is.
Do you know who he is?
Yes, I know his name, and I can
okay.
give you his contact info if you want it.
I kind of do, yeah.
But they've
'cause
got
I want,
something, or maybe it was an SCCA magazine. That
I don't
had
know what
the
it is,
car
but
in
I want it.
Okay, I'll give you his info.
Because that's, I don't know why, but part of me loves the fact that car has a bunch of history and a story behind it here, and part of me despises it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, I think it's awesome, and Bart seemed like a really cool guy, and I got to know his family really well, and it was a really cool experience when I got the car, but now I kind of wish that
It could be your car.
it was not that,
Yeah.
you know, that it's my car, not Bart's car.
I get
Like
that.
when I go and race with a group from Minneapolis, they're like, that's Bart's old Omni. Like,
Damn it.
God damn it. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Gets tiresome. But you're talking about selling it, potentially. Is
We'll
that
talk
not
about
true?
that here in a little bit.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Well, let's move on. Factorfabrication.com. Soloist of the year. Supporter of racing things.
Indeed.
All the guitar stuff.
Support
supporter
those who
of,
support us.
yeah, he likes.
Yeah.
He played bass for a
Yeah.
while.
Slap at the bass.
It's
Slap of the
you know
bass.
it's rare that a bassist gets soloist of the year. I would say.
yeah.
That's why I asked him. I'm like,
That's
are you
pretty
Victor
impressive.
Wooten or what's the deal, bro?
Peter-
It's certainly something to be proud
Peter
of.
Frampton. Dude, are you going to stick to that statement? Because I can't back you up right now. I don't know how you
No.
came up with Peter Frampton.
No, he's not a bassist. Who's the bassist?
No, Peter Frampton.
He does all the other
Peter
stuff.
Frampton was the guitarist. Let's see.
Let's go with
hold on, the-
let's go with
who-
Geddy Lee instead. How about that?
There we go. Geddy
How about
Lee.
that?
Thank
Geddy
you for
Lee.
bailing us out.
Rush.
Ooh, what the?
Rush.
I can't even say this guy's name. John Entwistle?
No.
Somebody is having an aneurysm.
There is
This
some-
is your fault. I at least knew that Victor Wooten was a bassist and
Peter
that he liked to
Frampton's
do
the guy with the
solos.
weird like voice
Yeah.
box thing.
I thought that was a bass. I don't know.
Joe Walsh did that better, by the way. I just want to put that out. Damn it, we're fucking not supposed to be talking. It's Robbie's fault.
No, it's the soloist of the year's fault.
It's Booney's fault.
He sponsored this. It's his fault.
He should be proud though. Bassists never get recognized for their solos.
That's
he should be proud
that was
of
my
it.
point. I thought that
Absolutely.
was cool.
That's
and
nice.
I just, yeah. It's a cool thing for him. Maybe play more, I don't know, bigger concerts. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd go to
Tell
them.
people. Wells Fargo Arena.
I would
Yeah.
lead with that.
Just go to Woolies. I'd go to Woolies.
He could definitely play a show at Woolies based on his current credentials.
Yeah.
Soloist of the year.
There's a music video with him in it
There is. Yes.
on YouTube.
Yep.
I've watched it.
Yep.
It was nice.
Unbeknownst to him.
No, he knew.
No, that I've seen it before you sent it to us.
How did you find it?
Because I
This
think
is great.
someone tagged him in it on Facebook many, many moons ago.
Oh, really?
Like when I really didn't know him all that well, and I was like, "What's the story about it?" You know, and then like just kind of started took me down a YouTube rabbit hole that you can't come back from.
Some things you
Eventually,
can't
it leads back to flat Earth, and
yeah,
they always do.
If you let YouTube play long enough on its
it
own,
comes back
autoplay,
around
It
to-
literally just goes to
conspiracy.
straight up flat Earth. Cats
Area
are
51.
some sort of intelligent species that are slowly controlling humankind into destroying ourselves, and
My cat is a lot of things, but intelligence not one of them.
that's exactly what he wants you to think.
He's plotting.
He's plotting.
Spend a day with my cat, and you'll know that's not the case.
All right, let's move on in our casual show. It's very casual to winter projects. It's that time of year that sucks.
Got some
Yeah.
stuff to talk about.
We should talk about winter projects now so that we commit to things and do them before March, before the end of March. Maybe depends. It's
Absolutely.
Iowa, so you don't know. Could be
Yeah.
beginning of March. Could be
End
June.
of yeah.
Those are your two options.
I have some questions that, for Robbie specifically, that tie into his winter activities and PRI. So,
Great. If
Cool.
he's planning on infecting any professional racing
no,
drivers
I was
this year,
going to leave
Is
that
he
out.
coming?
oh, I'm sure he is. I haven't talked to him recently.
Okay, cool.
I'll ask him. I'll ask him if he could bring like.
Juku Racing liked one of my pictures on Instagram, so I assume he's
That's cool. You fell prey to an algorithm.
Yeah. felt cool.
Did you use hashtag Njuku Racing? 'Cause
No,
that's
I-
cheating, Robbie.
I didn't actually.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll talk to Kevo, see what he's doing. Maybe we could hang out. Maybe
Yeah.
you could remember hanging out.
I don't.
I know.
He was there apparently.
Oh, man.
So what are you doing, Robbie? Let's start with you.
Hold on. Not much actually. This is
That's a good position to be in, right?
It's a weird position because last year I was like, okay, well, I know what I want to do next year. I want to rebuild the transmission, replace the clutch. Oh wait, I already did all that. So honestly, this year all I'm doing that I have planned right now is I'm replacing my pedals or the covers with like bolted on Sparco nice pedals.
Yeah.
I already have those. Just haven't put them on.
Taking
yet.
out the eBay Ricer parts.
Yep. And then putting on a 9 Lives Racing wing. And that's
Cool.
it. That's literally all I'm doing. So
You gonna take up another hobby, perhaps?
no, I think what I'm gonna do is spend a lot of time in the simulator. I have a bunch of like books that Ross Bentley recommends. So it's just kind of an academic winter for me. Is how I'm gonna look at it. Just kind of get the fundamentals in my head, so that I'm aware of things, and then do seat time all next year.
How serious are you about the schools? Because I sent you guys.
I've wanted to do that for.
Yeah, I sent you
ever.
that Skip Barber announced that they will be having a Black Friday sale.
Yep,
And then
they
you
usually
said
do.
The one at BIR is going to as well, probably.
I think they have.
It
In the
usually
past.
does.
Yep, that was the one I always planned on going to because
Right.
you could bring your car and it was only like $1,500
Right.
normal priced.
Right.
So I've
Yeah,
always kind
that's-
of had that in mind.
Very reasonable.
So yeah, I can't remember if they did a Black Friday. I know Skip Barber always does something on Black Friday. So that's also not necessarily in the plan, but I would really like to do that.
Right. So I know that they talked about increasing safety rules in grid life classing, and they haven't announced exactly what that's going to be. I'm hoping that they announce that at or before PRI.
Yeah, I would think.
But I was kind of hoping that we can figure that out so that we can go and talk to some of those companies while we're at PRI.
Yeah.
Hopefully get you an opportunity to try on some Hans devices and other companies. Hans is a brand.
Yeah, that's what
But-
everyone calls it a Hans device. But
Right.
it's-
Well, apparently, like Simpson, I think it was, makes one that you could use in a car that doesn't have a 5-point in it, even.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So that, like, if you're coaching and you're in a car with a 3-point and you still want your Hans device on, you can rock that and stuff like that. And
Good idea.
it's an interesting
Concept.
concept. Yeah, I kind of want to see it.
How that works.
Yeah. That was kind of one of the things I want to do at PRI this year is go and look at some safety stuff and some other things that like we probably should look into having in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
Yeah.
That's a short list, Robbie.
It's a very short list. That's tires. I'll replace.
Tires. You getting
I
some
will
tires.
replace my tires and then have spare brake pads on hand before the first event.
What are you doing for tires next year?
Probably RE71Rs.
Okay.
are you going to go that route?
Probably.
You're going to go to the pointy end of the stick with those tires?
Yeah. I don't know. I had them all. That's what I ran this year, so I'll stick with them.
Oh,
Unless something. Yeah.
something else I forgot. Robbie got 5th in class.
Yeah.
Not bad for only showing up to 2 weekends.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. They announced your name at the meeting, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've gotten
At the banquet.
I've been to 2 things and I've gotten 2 glasses, so
Look at you.
I'll take it
5th in class.
You could be a contender.
next year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm open.
Yeah,
for
just
it.
showing up would probably.
Yeah, go to
'cause I
every
assume
race.
that they take points on more than 2.
They take points on all, but you can drop 1. I think.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So I know
Yeah,
they've already
which isn't
announced-
bad considering how I was on 200 treadwears and a lot of guys were on Hoosiers, and then also I was nowhere near the limit.
Well, they've announced their schedule
Schedule.
for next year. Their
It's-
tentative
it's
schedule.
brutal.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah, there's events
saw that-
5 days apart.
I saw that they were doing the Heartland Park event in conjunction with SCCA's
Oh,
time
yeah.
trial national tour,
Yep.
which is cool.
And then the next weekend, I think, is in Hastings.
Oof.
Yeah,
Hastings is not that far away.
it is when you spent the weekend.
Yeah, no, I get that, but like, it's closer than what we've driven to Gingerman and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it is.
Like, it's not that bad of a drive.
No.
It's another couple hours past Omaha.
Yeah, just gotta hope nothing goes wrong the weekend before.
I don't know if it's closer than Topeka. It might be the second.
Oh, yeah. No, it's closer for sure.
might
Topeka's
be
not
the
that
second closest track for us.
Hastings.
far. No, Topeka's only 4 hours.
Yeah, I was say
Oh,
Hastings,
really?
Hastings like 6, ain't it?
I think it's 5.
That's good, dude.
I can't remember.
Hold on a second, sorry. Oh, 20 minutes longer is all.
Oh,
To
really?
Hastings.
Yeah,
That's not bad. I thought it was way
20,
more.
20
Yeah,
30
it's really
minutes.
not that bad.
You got to go through Omaha, though, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
take that into consideration.
No.
And also, it's the world's most boring road.
Oh, Nebraska. That
Oh, driving to
or 80.
Omaha. Driving to Omaha sucks.
Yes, but 80 past Omaha?
Worse.
Past Lincoln? Oh, my God.
I've never gone there, and I'm good.
It's just flat and straight.
You've never been
or-
to... I figured you'd have gone to Colorado.
Oh, when
at
I was
some point.
when I was pretty young, we did.
Yeah,
But not in my adult life. I've not
that's fair.
done that.
No. Yeah, I plan on making it to, if not all of them, every one that I can.
Right.
Yeah, I'll probably do that, and then hopefully hit a couple Grid Life events.
Cool. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Just focus on my driving, maintaining. That's it.
It's good. It's good to be in that position
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's very expensive summer
to
but-
get there. Sure,
yeah,
absolutely.
But we're here, so I can't complain.
That just means you can bankroll for entry fees next year.
Yeah, yeah. Because I made a post. I was like, man, I should get a functioning wing. Then, they tagged Nine Lives Racing in it, and then he tagged Pro Auto LLC, I think is what it was, because they have a 240 S14.
Oh, yeah.
with a wing on it.
Yep.
And he's like, that guy messaged me and sent me a bunch of pictures. Like, here's my setup. Let me know if you have any questions. And I was like, oh. Then we talked for like an hour and a half, just
Right.
bullshitting about 240s.
Right.
So now when I am ready to hit order, I'll be able to just order exactly what he has, and it'll save me a bunch of time.
I still think that, like, dollar per performance, there is no better spoiler on the market.
No,
Period.
Nine Lives for sure. And then he was actually talking to me because they got their wing set up that they like, and now they're working on front aero. And he said that just the 240 in general, even with mine's even worse with the big bumper in front. But he said by blocking off the side vents, like in front of the wheels, like say they were like, I don't know, I can't remember now, a handful of miles per hour faster on the straight, just blocking those off. I'm like, well, maybe I'll do that. I'm just gonna watch what you do,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna copy that, and we'll just keep
It's
going.
amazing, like, when you start out with essentially a stock chassis, like what little things you can do to aero that can make such a massive difference.
Yep.
It's not even just downforce, but reduction of drag.
Right.
Too.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing. Is like this is just a big carbon fiber anchor.
Right. Yeah. So
I should buy that wing off you. They won't. I don't think that'll fit on the RX-7.
Not with that
I was
attitude.
supposed to buy your other wing.
This one's better.
I'll think about it.
This,
I got it. The
this
problem,
one's way more hot boy.
it's bigger, which means it's better.
the
Yeah.
problem is the uprights. There's no place to put them on the hatchback.
We can figure something
Yeah,
out.
we can modify it.
Just drill straight through
We
the glass.
have a fabrication guy.
We do have a
We know a
fabrication
guy.
guy.
He would love
Soloist
to.
of the year.
Yeah.
Soloist of the year, yeah. Bass player. I'll figure it out.
Do you think he's
I'll
looking,
look at it.
Do you think he's looking for an engineer? I know he's looking for a fabricator, but do you think he'd rather have an engineer?
He might rather have an engineer. I don't know. He might have talked to him.
I mean, I feel like you'd probably be okay with both if
Yeah.
you feel like you might be able to fill that role.
Yeah, that'd be great, you know?
Maybe some nights and weekends work to start with.
Yeah, or just get me
Till you
full
get
time,
moved-
man.
Till you
Yeah,
get
just get me
moving.
out of there.
Maybe you should learn how to, fabricate.
I can
And you
fabricate
be a
shit.
fabricator.
Yeah.
I should remember to bring my welder to you. You can start practicing all
Oh,
winter.
perfect. Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that.
You just weld things.
There you go.
Put stuff together.
I'm
Put it
in.
out in your yard and call it art.
It is art. If you don't understand it, that's on you.
We're going to need a fabricator for our electric bicycle thing.
I can do these
There
things.
you go. Let you weld up the electric bicycle.
I'm in.
So I'm on the opposite side of the spectrum from Robbie. I got a lot of engines
So
to
much
replace.
work to do.
I got so many engines to replace. And
That's right. Multiple engines across multiple chassis.
So many engines. There's 2 of the 3 engines that need to go somewhere.
3?
Yeah, that's 2 Fiat engines.
Those are just Fiat engines.
Oh.
And then I need an RX-7 engine now that I have to find
Oh,
that I
okay.
don't have.
I thought you meant that there were 3 engines going into something.
No, not one car. No.
Does the green car still exist?
Yeah, that's one of the engines.
Okay. So there is 3 engines
Yes.
that need to go into 3 separate cars.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
That's the thing.
Okay.
And there's 2 rebuilt Fiat engines, and then there's 1 Fiat engine in the race car.
So does your dad's insurance agent know that there's so much flammable stuff in his shop, like in close proximity at one time?
What are you talking about?
That many Fiat engines? I feel like that's got to really
They just burst into
increase-
flames for
Yeah.
no reason. They're not
I'm gonna
Porsches.
be honest with you. The only fire hazard I've ever seen is the Dodge Omni at Marshalltown when it
That's not
started
even true.
spewing fuel.
That's not even true because
Spewing fuel.
the Mustang,
I thought we were gonna die.
The Mustang that was on fire just moments before the Omni may or may not have almost caught on fire.
No, there was a real panic moment of, oh my god, this car is going up
It seems
because
to be
there
a
was so
thing-
much fuel coming out
It
of
seems
it.
to be a thing
had that-
for
I've had
me
that.
and front wheel drive Dodges because the exact same thing happened on the Neon the first lap out on the Chump Car race.
That-
he pulled into the pit like, is that fuel I smell? He's on the radio
Oh,
and
shit.
we're watching, it's just pouring out from underneath the car. Grab the fire extinguisher.
Nothing makes you panic
Shut
more
the
than
car off.
seeing
Shut the car off.
fuel spew out of a car. That's the worst.
Especially the front.
Yep.
Yikes, not good.
Dripping on the exhaust.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to drip on. You're
Well,
just like, it's just a
and
matter of time
The
before the thing
Omni,
blows up.
the intake and exhaust ports are on the same side of the head.
Ooh boy.
So my intake manifold and dual carburetor setup is literally suspended above my header. And so when fuel falls out of it, it falls directly onto the header. And
I
I think
can't
the
believe we
only
didn't lose that
reason
car.
that car was not on fire at that particular moment is because it had been parked for a while and probably was cool enough that it didn't combust.
That's good.
Because I had just started it.
Shit was wild that day. It was a weird day. Oh, and then that was the day that Chaz blew something up in the Miata.
Yeah, and it smelled like it was burning.
Yeah, he smelled an electrical fire. Shit
Yep.
was wild.
Yeah, we
that
never
day.
figured that out. And then there was that lady in the New Edge Mustang whose whose AC compressor locked up, and it was pouring smoke out from underneath the hood of that car.
Yep.
And was
Shredded the
that
belt.
not the day that you ripped the control arm off the Fiat?
Yes, I think it was actually. I think that's the day that I ripped the lower control
Which I
arm
think
off
was
the Fiat.
also the day that dude's airbags blew on the Camaro.
We're partying hard that day. We were just
Was I
like
we were there to win.
It was like a drift event.
Was
Yeah.
I there for that one?
I don't know
I
that-
remember the Camaro, but
I don't know that
remember
your-
the other stuff.
I don't know that your car was there that day. I think that you came came by for a little while and then
that
left.
that was the day I swung through.
I think so.
Yeah, I had something else going on.
Yep.
Okay, I remember that now.
Or maybe that was like the 240 wasn't running. Because this was just barely pre-podcast.
Yeah,
You may have shown up and left by that time.
I don't think he came with a car, though. I think he just showed
Yeah.
up.
the 240
hung out
was
for a little while.
in Sioux Falls.
Yeah, it was being tuned. That's what it was.
Yep.
The first time.
Like the third time.
The
Yeah,
third time.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was a wild day. Good times.
Sounds like
Good times,
If I
no
had
more.
been there, something would have broke. So
Probably. That wasn't the day to be there, that's
No, it
for
was
sure.
a bad day.
So, anyway, so we got to put the motor in the green car, make the green car go away.
go away as in sell it, or go away as in
Sell
just
it.
park it.
Take it to the lake.
No,
It's going to be
No.
the lake car.
no.
Come on, man.
No, the Camaro's the lake
Oh,
car.
I forgot about the Camaro.
And the Camaro's here.
The 60.
So we got to work on. He wants to drop it. So we got.
What do you mean?
So
drop
many
it?
things we
Like
wanna do.
lower it?
Yes.
Oh, sweet.
So we got to lower the Camaro,
That's only like a Saturday.
make it go away.
Yeah.
Put the motor in the green car, make it run, make it disappear.
Okay.
Pull the motor. Yes.
We need to talk about lowering things specific to the Camaro after the show.
Okay.
I may have some parts for you.
Oh, you got some drop springs, drop leaves,
I have those 2-inch drop
Those
blocks.
Yep.
I think they're still floating around my house from that thing that we did many, many moons ago and never went anywhere with.
Oh,
Do you know what I'm talking? Do you remember that?
kind of. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I have. They've never even been opened.
Oh, weird.
I think
Okay.
they're 2-inch drop blocks,
Okay.
like solid axle drop blocks.
Weird. Okay.
I think I still have them,
Okay.
and I'm pretty sure you paid for them.
Oh, yeah, I probably did. So
They're yours now.
Yeah. Anyway, well, no, I think this needs a different spring. That's not going to work.
Okay, I don't know.
This
I
will
don't know
need.
how that'll all work.
This
I don't know
will
if you can have them. They're yours anyway, technically, by all.
So then we need to. Okay, so we need to get the green car out.
Yep.
Then we need to put the new Fiat motor in, which we may hold off on boosting that for now. We'll see. May just get the bigger displacement motor in there and then pull that 1.8 motor out and do something with it.
Just get that motor broke in and
Yeah.
Going.
And then, yeah, and maybe do, I don't know, kind of figure out how that's going to work exactly.
maybe been different if you weren't putting a motor in the drift car as well.
Yeah.
Kind of ate into some of the
Right. Yeah, that would be a
build
completely
time.
different setup. But then, yeah, so then we need to pull, and I don't know what order any of this stuff's going to go in, but pull the motor out of the RX-7, pull it apart, and see what's wrong with it. But I think it's probably done enough that we'll have to find another motor for it. I'm just guessing. It might not be that bad, but we'll need some significant parts if I had to guess. So probably just need to get another motor for that, and then, yeah, figure out how to build a motor for that to get it together enough to do a little bit of drifting in that next year. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. That's all the shit that I got to do. It's a huge list.
A lot of engine work.
A lot of engine work, and I want to pull when we pull the drivetrain out of the RX-7, I want to put my blast shield on the
On the bell housing.
transmission.
on the bell housing.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's a good idea.
So I was trying to figure out how to do that without taking the engine out, and then the engine went. So
It's
now,
fun
now
how-
I get to.
it's fun
now
how
I get to
things
do
work
that.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
See, it was all for a reason.
it was all for a reason.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I think that's it. It's just a huge list of stuff that needs to be done at some point.
So, if the LT is too far gone,
Yes.
is it going to get replaced with another LT, or do you think you're going to try and build your hot small block?
So for now,
before spring?
it'll get replaced with another LT until, because I do want to build the hot small block, but I don't know when that's going to happen. It won't be this winter.
I didn't know if you're going to try and push that through this winter.
No, I don't
Just
think
piece
so.
it together on eBay and Craigslist.
No, we won't worry about that. I just want to get another working motor in it so I can get some more seat time,
Right.
And then look at taking that out and building something more reliable that's maybe got some better parts for it and all that. It's easier to deal with.
Some more horsepower.
Some more horsepower, yeah. So, but yeah, we won't do anything with trying to upgrade that motor now because that'll throw too many variables in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just want to be able to
You just
unplug
got
that.
the car sorted out. Let's not.
Yeah, let's
Start
not
over.
add any complexity to it. I just want to pull the motor out, be able to unplug everything, put the new motor in, plug it back in, have it start, have it be fine. You know, if I need to get a little retune or a tweak,
You know it won't go that easy anyway. So
it probably will not. No.
because that's not how life works.
Right. Exactly.
No.
So, yeah, Yeah, that's the plan.
Do you think that the 2-liter is markedly noticeable?
Yeah, I think it'll make a difference. Plus, I've kind of played around with the idea of doing E85 in that, which I think would make a big difference. But obviously, you need to go through and figure out, your injector change and your fuel pump change, and then all the fuel lines need to be changed and all that stuff. So I don't know if that's super reasonable or not. We'll see.
On the Fiat?
Yeah.
Injector change?
Yeah, you'll have to change the injectors.
It's not carbureted?
Not on the 2-liter. It's fuel injected.
Oh, you're putting that on there?
The new motor is going to be fuel injected, yeah.
You gotta
gonna
put the
run
big
that system?
the choo-choo China chargers on there.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah, see?
But the new motor is going to be fuel injected, and it's going to be run off a Mega Squirt.
Oh, I didn't know any of that.
Dang.
Yeah, that's the plan. Yep. Yeah,
I assume there's not a plug and play for that either.
no.
Just like my situation,
Yes, exactly.
which is weird for me more than you.
Yeah, but I feel like that'll be better at some level. But again, it's like, okay, so you got to get all that shit figured out. You got to get it wired. You got to get it hooked up, and then you got to take it and have somebody tune it. And that's, it's a bunch of stuff you got to figure out. And a lot of that's, not in your hands necessarily when you're dealing with the tuning stuff.
I know
So-
Excessive has done Mega Squirt stuff. I don't know if there's anybody closer or more trustworthy, or if he'll even,
He'll do it, but I wouldn't trust anybody else.
right.
No,
I don't know
I
if
know.
there's anybody who's closer that I would consider as good as he is. I also don't know if he would even be like, yeah, sure, I'll tune this car. I've never didn't even know existed.
Wasn't Mega Squirt their go-to? Or no, that's
That's what they
was
used.
AEM.
That's what they.
No, it was
No,
not.
they
They
don't. They
totally
don't
went
like
away from
AEM.
that.
No,
Oh.
they want Pro EFIs now.
that's
Oh.
the brand I was thinking of.
But before, 5-10 years ago, Mega Squirt was his
Go-to.
bread and butter because
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
what he was used to selling.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I don't know when any of that's going to come together. My ultimate goal is just to get a working engine in the RX-7 and then deal with the rest of the shit later. Like I said, that threw a little bit of wrench in things.
getting the green car running would also be
Just getting it
Be
going
nice,
would be
yeah.
good.
pretty easy
Just get it going.
because you're not doing anything groundbreaking there.
No, not really. Just need to get it in there and get it running. Make sure it's running good. I don't know. My experience with cars is that nothing ever goes the way that you
Nope.
plan it.
Then they
Not at all.
nickel
I
and dime you.
And then they nickel and dime you. So I don't want to claim that I'm going to get anything done.
No, I'm
Came
sure.
out running. How hard can it be? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Ran with
What could go
parts.
wrong?
It ran
Ran
with
with
Yeah,
parts.
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm going to discover something this winter. My plan right now is just the wing.
So, anywho, that's my plan, sort of, if you call that a plan. What are you doing, Adam?
So I have some garage updates that you guys, I haven't even really talked to you guys about at all. So the Focus is coming back to me.
Go on.
My mother-in-law's boyfriend is apparently a more motivated individual than I, which isn't really an accomplishment by any stretch. But he took the Focus from us and decided to put a motor in it and
Nice.
put a hood on it because it would a little crumpled up, and has been driving it around apparently and not had any issues whatsoever. And so he has offered to sell it back to us for what he has in it,
Nice.
which is a pretty small sum of money.
Yeah, in the big scheme of things.
Yes. And so my current plan right now is to sell the Blazer and drive the Focus back and forth to work every day because that's literally half the amount of money in gas that I would be consuming.
Yes.
Sure.
Because right now, almost literally my first hour of work every day is spent earning the gas money for me to drive to and from work that day. And that's kind of rough.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
not
I
what
can
you
see
want.
that.
Sucks. And so, so the Focus is coming back.
Nice.
The Blazer is bye-bye, which
Good.
I'm super pumped
Yeah,
about
you're happy
because
about
I
that.
fucking hate that thing still. I don't know why. I
Just no, I get
Just
it.
never worked for you.
No.
Never clicked.
I would rather drive the van.
The van's probably a lot more comfortable.
That's weird. The van probably is more comfortable. Yeah.
It's really not.
No?
Really?
No, because like the Blazer has the leather seats and they're a little more comfy and like it's got lumbar adjustable and heated seats and
Oh.
like it's a nicer place to be. I
What are you
just
complaining about?
Fucking hate it. I
Just
don't
does not
know,
like
man.
that Blazer, bro.
I just don't like it.
Oh man.
So that's neither here nor there. You know, that's daily car. That's really not exciting or fun or anything. It's still automatic shit boxes. So whatever. But the Omni S10, possibly Cavalier circle that I'm in right now. So I'm trying to decide right now. I have no interest. I've decided I don't want to sell the Omni.
Yeah, I can see that.
I was kind of on the fence about sending it downriver. I was really frustrated with the car. I'm kind of tired, or I was kind of tired of dealing with it. But I've kind of come around to not wanting to sell that car, and the main reason that I don't want to sell it is because one of the things that I like about cars in general, one of the things that brings me to cars is not only like the story of the car itself, but the car as a make, but the car as an individual as well. And that car on both of those fronts has lots of interesting history to me.
Right.
And so I really love that about that car, and that's interesting to me. And in all reality, like as maybe as bad of a reason as it is, it also creates interesting content, which is kind of where I'm at in my life right now. Whether that's a good place to be or not can be discussed. But the other reason that I kind of want to keep it over, say, an S10 or the S10 I have or a Cavalier is that I really want to be able to start taking my kid to Cars and Coffees and other local events like that, and he really needs to be in a car seat in the back.
Yeah.
And number one, we've tried to put me and Katie in the car seat in the S10 back when it was still running, and he was in a smaller car seat than he's in now, and it was not a thing.
No.
At all. Whether he was in the middle or she was in the middle, not a thing.
No.
It was impossible. Because
But,
that's
yeah,
a regular cab, tiny little S10.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, to try to shift with that.
Right. So it's not really a thing. And so in order for me to have a vehicle that I want outside of like performance applications, the S10 doesn't fit that. I think if I actually end up buying a Cavalier, which I'm fairly serious about, that I'll get to here in a minute, but that really doesn't work either, because if I do what I want to do with it, the backseat probably has to come out because it probably needs at least a roll bar.
Yeah.
And so then that also defeats that purpose.
Right.
And so then I'm back to not having anything that I can throw my kid in on a Saturday morning and run to Des Moines with, or, if we decide that we're going to continue doing the cruises and stuff like that, I don't want to have to bum rides with someone every time.
No.
I want to be able to drive my own vehicle, and I want to take my family with me. So I need a vehicle that can do that. And the other thing about the Omni is that back in that era, manufacturers made so many wild, weird stuff for their cars. There's so many like strange, rare parts, and collecting those and finding those parts like really excites me.
Yeah.
The hunt of getting that stuff is one of the things I love about cars. Digging through swap meets and junkyards and Craigslist ads and stuff like that, and just finding all those old pieces is something that, for whatever stupid reason, I think is really enjoyable. It's probably nostalgia at some level, because that's how my dad built his cars when I was a little kid. And so I know that we're in a world of just like, oh, I can just buy this and buy that, and I don't need to deal with finding it anymore, but I kind of like doing that. The Omni gives me that ability, whereas most any other car, there's really not that kind of market for that. And also, those parts are old, and even if they are performance parts and they make the car faster, they're still dated. They're still not as good as modern day stuff, and putting them on a competitive race car would be stupid. So what I kind of want to do is take the Omni and build it into a car that I can enjoy on the street, take my kid with, go do things, do occasional autocrosses and stuff like that, but that's really about it. And then, so the car that I want to be more competitive with, I'm trying to decide right now, and I think I'm leaning more towards selling the S10 and buying a Cavalier.
I dig it.
even if we don't do this Spec Lutz idea, which there's some details to that we've never really discussed because they haven't been fully publicized yet, and that's neither here nor there. But watching Josh, my buddy Josh with the Neon, watching him just like take that car to mayhem like 10 times this year and just beating the snot out of that stupid thing. And it's essentially a bone stock Neon with like a roll cage in it. There's nothing fancy there. It's certainly not the fastest car on the track.
No.
But he just beats the living crap out of it, and it keeps on taking it.
Yeah.
And that's where I need to be right now. I need a car that is tame and reliable and, simple, easy to fix when it does break, but for the most part doesn't.
Right.
And I feel like even if it's not necessarily a good track car, the Cavalier can be that if I get the right one. And I put a little preventative maintenance into it ahead of time.
Yep.
I can treat it that way, and I can just drive the pants off of that thing and never have an issue. And that's what I want. Because I want to get more time in a car. I want to get more, track time. I would like to do more autocross even.
Yeah, definitely.
And just the Omni is at a point where it's just not a good car for that.
No, it's every time you go out and then something new breaks pretty consistently.
Right, because at the end of the day, it's 80s technology, and it's carbureted, and even though the carburetors themselves have never been a problem, I have broke linkage mount after linkage mount after linkage mount and had to cobble them back together to get the car home because they're custom made and they're not really a thing, and so like that's annoying, and I can't trust it to drive it to Omaha or any other racetrack and beat the snot out of it and then drive it back home again, and that's what I need. And so I think I'm leaning more towards the Cavalier than the S10 just because I don't know why. Both of them could, outside of our silly little idea, both of them would be essentially the same vehicle, but I kind of just want the Cavalier more.
Yeah, yeah.
As much as I love that little S10 and I really don't want to see it go, the reality of the matter is I can't have that many vehicles. And I also can't, for some reason, I can't mentally get myself past taking the turbo kit off of it and just driving it as a stock truck.
No, I get that 100%.
I can't do it. And
I wouldn't want to do it either.
And I think that...
Nice.
Jesus Christ. I think that if I do have it turboed, it's never going to be reliable.
No, I think you've proven that.
Well, even if it had a good motor from the start, which I think that motor was assembled wrong, that was totally my fault. It is what it is. I moved on. It's fine. Learned a lot from it.
Yeah, definitely.
Won't happen twice. But even if all of that stuff was good, like that truck's going to create a lot of underhood heat, and it's not going to be a reliable beat the snot out of it for hours on end on a track car, whereas a naturally aspirated version of it could be, and I don't want to do it.
No.
I'm just not there. I don't know why, because essentially it's a Cavalier that's rear-wheel drive, which in theory should be better, right? But I just can't get past that hump for some reason.
I get that. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah. So I've been talking with my dad a lot about it. He thinks I should just pull the turbo kit off of it and try and sell it blown up.
Yeah, so it's...
And if it doesn't, just put a price on it.
Yeah, just get rid of it.
And if someone takes it, great. If not, put a $200 motor in it and start over. Try to sell it that way.
Sure. Yep.
But either way,
sell the turbo kit separately.
Either way, I'm pulling the turbo kit off because as a running vehicle, it's worth basically the same turboed or not, and it's more appealing to a larger group of people not turboed. And that turbo kit is probably worth $600 or $800.
Just take it off and put it on eBay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So I think that's where I'm at. I think I'm gonna probably end up in a Cavalier.
I think you'll be a happy boy.
So
He'll definitely be happy. He's been talking about Cavaliers for
Forever.
ages. He needs one back in his life.
I think that I'm probably gonna end up buying one not locally because I don't think that I'm gonna be able to find the one I want locally
No.
in the right shape.
Yeah, rusted out.
I really want to start out with a nicer car that I don't have to put a lot of body work into. If it's not running or whatever, I would prefer it to be running. But if it needs some work, then I'll figure that out. But if I got to fly out somewhere, and in all reality, I think I might try and plan around people that I've met through the podcast so that I can fly to them and don't have to worry about dealing with that once I get there.
I like it.
So that's where I'm at,
That's your winter project update?
I guess.
I think that's it. That's everybody.
It's as stupid as it is. Yeah.
Let's move on to the news.
Okay.
Hey, Robbie,
Hey,
guess what?
I have the best business venture idea.
Oh,
Great.
God.
You've got a business venture now,
Oh,
too?
God.
Yeah.
What is it?
Tell me this news story first.
I was going to tell you is that the future will be filled with sex and autonomous cars.
So let me tell you about my new app.
You got an, oh, God. He's got
It's
an
like
application
Uber.
for this.
But
Like Tinder and Uber together?
Yeah, it's like Tinder and Uber. It's like the red light district on wheels.
Is that Thunder then?
Thunder doesn't sound good.
Not a skanker. I don't know. So the hookers are in the hookers
going
are in their
straight to the point.
Yeah, the hookers are in their autonomous vehicle, and you pull it up on your red light district app, and you're like, I need a hooker, and then the autonomous vehicle brings them to you. That's the future. And then their bed on wheels is in front of your house, and it just goes.
Hookers are illegal, Robbie.
In
We're doing
some
this in
places.
Amsterdam.
In some places.
In Nevada.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Nevada, whatever.
Whoa, hey, watch yourself.
Hey, it's your laws. But no, this is not a stretch. This
No,
is
I don't think it is at all.
100%. This is how
so
it's going
apparently
to
some
go.
study, they were trying to decide like what people are going to do with themselves if they have autonomous cars, fully autonomous cars that you don't need to pay attention to in any way, shape, or form, that don't have steering wheels. And apparently they made some logical leaps here, I guess, if you want to call them that. But they've just decided that we're just going to go at it like animals.
Because we got nothing better to
What
do.
else would we-
There's,
What else
there's
would you
no driver to supervise you, and if they have the windows tinted, no one can see you. Some people don't care. Either way,
Some people are into it that way, Ravi.
voyeurism, is that what that's called?
Sure, let's go with that.
Yeah.
I think if isn't it exhibitionism at that point?
I don't know.
We're getting into the minutia.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
I don't have
I'm not
a
in the
clue,
terms.
to be honest with you.
I'm not an expert by any stretch, but I'm pretty sure that voyeurism is watching someone who doesn't know they're being watched. So I think at
No,
that point
no.
you're the watcher.
No, then they're the exhibitionists that are in
Yes,
the car.
I think-
the voyeurs are the watchers.
Yeah. But
Like
only if the exhibitionist doesn't know.
Maybe they're just unaware.
I don't know, man.
Welcome to the Pornhub podcast.
Wow.
But no, I think it's a legit. I don't know if it's a concern, or maybe it is a concern. Like if
Dude,
you're
if you're in
if
your
you're-
car, you do what you do.
yeah, but I
It's
mean,
your own car.
yeah.
Please be your
If,
car.
if you think taxis are
Don't do
dirty
it-
now,
Yeah, don't do it in taxis. Come on now.
That's gross.
but yeah, imagine how gross the taxis are now, and then if there's nobody there to supervise it
Dude, could you imagine like drunk college town taxi cabs?
every weekend, it'd just be a shit show. Just
That's sticky
a
mess.
sticky, gross mess every weekend, every day,
Vomit.
every day. No one's there to.
There's no
clean-
supervisor.
No.
Vomit, urine,
Yep.
semen, just all of it.
Yeah.
That's gross.
Probably blood,
That's gross.
Like, yeah.
mucus.
So if you think taxis are gross now, take the human out of it, and then
Yeah.
just let random strangers go in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not on board with autonomy anymore at all. I'm out.
You don't want any part of it just because of
gross.
this?
People are gross.
Well, not
People are gross.
Not public, not certainly not the subscription model that they seem to think that we're all going to jump aboard.
That being said,
Where we don't own vehicles, we just hail a vehicle that's owned by a company all the time.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it would have to be like Uber, where you have to know who's in the car at all times, and then like they have to monitor it, and it's still gonna be gross.
It would still be gross. People do weird
That
shit.
being said, my $1 billion idea of this hooker app, I think that's got some traction. So I'm gonna patent this.
It's an interesting commute.
Yeah,
You got like 4 days to figure
Can it-
out how to
I know
get this-
someone's
get a
gonna get
copyright
this
down.
done before.
Can a hooker pick me up at my house and then drop me off at work? Like,
mean-
can it
But
be my?
she literally will say, "I'll do anything you want for
Well,
the
I
time you
mean-
have her." If,
I mean,
if that
if-
means driving you
if
to
I'm
work,
gonna
that's it.
solicit a hooker, I'm going to solicit a hooker. It is what it is.
Sure, that's on you, bro.
But like,
That's your
It's
consciousness.
2018. I
can
don't
it
judge.
can it also take me to work in the process?
Yeah, I think you can kill two birds with one stone here.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
future's about efficiency. That
efficiency.
sounds like an efficiency.
Going
yeah.
to the grocery store or whatever.
Yeah.
Keep the meter running. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great idea, Robbie.
Get so much more stuff done.
That's Robbie's multi-million-dollar idea for the day. It's 2 down.
That might be a better idea than the bikes.
It's
It'll make money a lot faster.
it probably would.
Sex
yeah.
sells, as they say.
Yep.
We just got to find places where it's legal.
Nevada.
Nevada,
on,
Nevada,
Robbie.
Nevada,
Come on, Robbie.
Nevada and
Jesus.
Europe.
Some parts of Europe.
I don't know. I've never been there.
A new EV company debuts a car that's missing some stuff.
A lot of stuff.
Specifically doors.
It's got, and it looks like it's missing a front almost.
Does it even have seatbelts?
Is it really a car? That was my question.
No, it looks to
I
me
don't think
more
it
like
counts as a car. I think for
it looks like one of those things you'd rent at the beach.
yeah. It's not. It's
Well, what's that? They got the. I don't think it's. Maybe it's the G Wiz. Is it the? Did it have doors?
Gee whiz is like a legit car. It's a terrible car.
this
No,
goes,
it did
how
have
fast
doors.
does this go?
It did have doors.
I think you're thinking of the Twingo.
The Twingo car.
Renault makes it?
Twingo. No,
No?
not the. No.
No?
I know what you're talking about though.
Okay.
Renault electric car.
I thought that's what it was.
No.
This is the part of the show
Twizzy.
where we Google
Twizzy.
Twizzy.
Renault
Yes.
Wizzy.
Yes. So yeah,
It's got no doors or it's got suicide doors or scissor doors. Those are your two options on the Twizzy.
I think everyone knows where I'm at on that.
100%.
So this thing is from Biomega. It's called the Sin. It's Danish. It's carries
it?
4 people. They
What
say.
are people calling cars the Sin?
Yeah, it's like multiple sins.
There's already one called the Sin.
Well, I think the max that we can have is 7.
S-Y-N.
You can only have
That's
7.
fair.
7 deadly sins.
Well, what if it's
This-
not deadly, Robbie? What if this
It
car
doesn't have doors or seatbelts.
fair.
It's
The
pretty
Sin,
deadly.
the Sin
certainly a
R1 that could kill you.
Yeah.
At 200
Yeah.
miles an hour, and
At
this one
200
kill
miles
you
an hour.
because
this one
at 10.
because it's got no seatbelts apparently.
Well,
It might have seatbelts.
5 left.
Yeah, we got 5 sins to go.
So it carries 4 passengers for 100 miles. It's got 4 electric motors.
How fast to go?
0 to 60 in 13 seconds.
You can go
So-
80
Yeah, I think it'll go 80.
without doors.
Sure, yes.
Jeep bros do it all the time.
Fair enough. Would you
They'll have they'll have their leg out.
I know that's so bad.
Always do.
Just like scrape
their
yeah,
Abercrombie shirts
Yeah,
What year is it? 2001?
on the way to the mall,
Abercrombie.
baby.
Oh, those like tight necklaces that dudes used to
The-
wear
the
with
white
spiky
bead with
hair.
The
Yeah.
shells.
The
Those
shells.
little ones?
The shells.
The hemp. It was hemp, and shells.
Hemp and shells, and you had like spiky bleached hair.
Frosted tips.
Frosted tips. Hell yeah.
That was a look for a while. For a very short period of time, though.
Thank God.
Everybody figured out it was stupid.
It's a lot of work.
I had frosted tips.
Jesus Christ.
Actually, I had highlights. It's different.
Oh my.
I was young. I was like 14.
What are you gonna do at 14? You got nothing else to do.
Yeah,
Don't defend that.
you gotta find your identity at 14. On your
You don't have a
moped.
clue what's going on at 14.
Yeah, you're an idiot at 14.
I have the same haircut I had at 14 and I currently am rocking.
Mine's like way shorter.
I just let it. I get one haircut a year.
Was yours real long? Did you have real long hair?
Yeah.
How long? You hippie?
No, I wasn't that bad.
No, he was never looking.
It was just shaggy.
Oh,
my-
I think I've seen pictures of
My,
this.
yeah, my hair was too thin to be long.
You were skate. You look like a skater.
Skater boy.
right? Yeah.
The
yeah.
girls were like, "See you later," but like later, they meant later that night. Like I was way cool.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. It was like
They
later.
didn't at all.
Read it, nerd.
Yeah, later, geek. Get out of here.
And now look at you. You're a famous person.
On the
On the
internet.
internet, you're a famous
Yeah,
internet
it's
celebrity.
you're basically.
Where's Adam? The only other one.
Adam might be slightly more famous than you. I don't know who said
Fuck the other guy.
that. Robbie sucks.
I do really want to know who said
Fifth
it.
place, loser.
If you're listening, hit me up. I want to know. Just because
I think I know who said it, but we'll let him admit to it.
it made my day. Was
Yeah.
it Randy?
No, it wasn't Randy.
Damn it.
He would have said, "Where's Robbie?"
No, it came from the other side of the room. I don't know who was sitting over there because I couldn't see. It was kind of dark. But somebody sitting over there was talking some mad shit.
I guess. Rude. And this is why I stay at home by myself all the time. Everyone's assholes all the time.
It makes me really happy though.
Oh,
Sorry, Robbie.
That's fine.
It's the way it is. It's the way it be.
Whatever. I didn't ask what they were doing either.
It's suppose that's fair.
So this dangerous vehicle without
It's
seatbelt-
$23,000.
That's bad. That's too much. How wide are those tires? Like 105s?
This has got to be like 165s probably.
No way. They're like bicycle tires.
You seen 165s? They're pretty skinny.
Yeah,
I've seen 195s.
it's like the
I got some.
skinniest
I got
they
some
go now.
165s I could show you.
Ooh,
For what? The Fiat
The original Fiat tires I think were 165.
man, these things are
13s.
Hell yeah, bro. It's like 165, 65, 13 or something like that. It's the worst tire.
One company still makes them,
I would imagine.
and they're still in Italy as well.
No, they're probably in Lithuania or something.
And Michael has yet to successfully receive a set of new ones.
yeah.
I think Federal makes a 185, 55, 13 or something like that.
I think you can get snow tires in really narrow sizes because
Yeah,
that's what
probably
you're
true.
supposed to do is get narrower tires for snow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you look at rally cars when they're set up for snow
They're
events, they
thinner.
run really, really narrow tires as
Huh.
compared to what they would run on gravel
I
events.
suppose makes sense.
Oh, Federal might even not even be. Oh no, 150, 185, 60, 13. Federal SS 595.
Weird.
So it's a high performance tire.
They make a 595 that's that small.
Yeah, for some reason Federal makes them. I don't know if they're selling them overseas somewhere.
That's
It's
weird.
a bunch of 13-inch tires, or they're selling them Miata to people. I don't
Mini
know. Clue.
Coopers, original minis,
Yeah, maybe original minis,
that sort of
like
stuff,
old
maybe.
old European sports cars. I bet.
Yeah, like MGs and bug-eyed sprites and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that stuff they still have 13s on some of those things. But anyway, this car costs $23,000.
I think that's about as cheap as they're going to get when it
Right.
comes to electric cars.
Right now, yeah.
You
Now,
just have
this
to take
one-
doors off to make them
This
cheaper.
one still should cost that much.
You can get a new Prius for that.
I don't think that's true.
23? You just talked about last week.
You might be able to.
I wanted to say it was like
27 was the
27.
Camry. That was the Camry.
Maybe it was. Maybe you're
Hold on,
right.
I'm looking it up.
Maybe you're right.
A
And that
Volt
wasn't
is-
even the cheapest because the
No.
Prius C is cheaper. But
Right.
it's- I mean,
which would be
tiny.
$21,000.
So
what?
this is more expensive
Prius
than
C.
a Prius.
for a Prius C.
I'd rather have a Prius than this.
A Prius Prime.
I absolutely would.
Prius
It's a rough.
Prime.
I think. Well, a C. Yeah, I think the C is kind of cool.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Any Prius.
Prius
for
Prius
20
Prime is a plug-in deal. It's not a
Yeah.
hybrid.
Yeah.
So that's 27,000. But I'd rather spend the $4 more grand.
Yeah, to have an actual
And
car
get that.
with a trunk and
So they get
and
a
doors.
no. Wait a second. No.
What's
no.
a Bolt cost?
A Bolt? I know
Bolt.
a Volt.
Yes, but Bolt is the Chevy plug-in.
$36,000.
Oof,
That's a
a
lot of
little
money.
bit more.
I think
And that's
the
kind of
tax
where the
incentive's
Model
going
3
away.
is too,
Yeah, it is.
isn't it?
The Model 3, I think, starts at
35.
In that 30 range.
36, but you're not realistically
Not gonna
gonna
get
get
Buy
one.
Right. Because you got to spec it out. Got to get that track mode, bro.
Word. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure someone's going to enjoy this.
I-
but to me, it's like a novelty because it's not really a car.
Well, so again, it's
like a go-kart.
It's a concept. So you know how they
Yeah.
are with concept cars.
Maybe they'll put doors on it and make it.
If you could put some doors on it, it probably wouldn't be so
No,
bad.
they'll put doors on it and fenders on it and charge you $32,000 for it.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm still out.
It's hideous,
Oh, yeah.
and I don't think doors will fix that.
Looks
No.
like a pig. It's got a weird
There's
snout
zero
thing.
effort in the design.
It's
Zero.
minimalist.
It is
which
Danish minimalism.
Yep.
That's what they go for.
Okay.
They like that aesthetic of.
Drive this to
minimalism.
Yeah, I guess you can't even drive this to like IKEA and get minimalist furniture.
I'd say it's Bauhaus, but it's not Bauhaus.
They make.
But think about Bauhaus, and that would be
No, what
what
does
it
that
is.
mean?
I don't know how to spell that.
Bauhaus. Bauhaus design. It's a specific form of minimalism. Everybody likes to throw the term around like they know what it means.
I don't.
The Danish make Legos.
I don't think
I got-
I don't even know
so-
if Bauhaus is Danish, to be honest.
Bauhaus buildings,
Yeah.
furniture.
Yeah, furniture. Pull some photos up.
God, they're expensive. That's a
Is this
$7,000.
like
No,
super
none of this
uncomfortable
is
stuff?
I wouldn't call any of this Bauhaus.
All right, I don't know.
None of that's Bauhaus. This is the problem with Bauhaus. People use it. All the realtors use it. Nobody knows what it actually means.
Nope. I'm not even gonna care.
Great. Australia will allow EVs to have a higher speed limit.
You guys got to learn how to read.
Huh?
Read the.
Oh, God damn it, Adam. God damn it.
Did I write something wrong?
It's Austria. It's not
Is it?
Australia. Fuck.
Holy shit!
I noticed it when I was reading. I was like, he wrote Australia.
That's awesome.
Then you both said Australia.
You were just rolling with it.
I was like,
what a
Dick.
dick!
What an
No,
asshole.
Before the show, I said, guys, it's, and you didn't let me finish. I'm like, fuck it. We're going to put it on the air then.
Son of a bitch!
Because you said Australia, and then you started doing this accent. And
Why, mate?
yeah, see, all right,
You
we're
could
gonna-
have interrupted.
I tried.
No, you didn't. You didn't try
He
very
probably
hard.
did. He's just.
If anyone,
No, he just did it enough to clear
See,
his
we just
conscience
did
of
it
saying it.
again.
He'd be like, yeah, fine. Okay.
everyone's listening, like, no, I bet he tried. He's tried for 143 episodes. He's
I
tried.
doubt it.
that probably happened.
So in Australia,
So in Austria,
Austria. Wow.
you've offended James and
There's
just
so
like
many
the
people.
world in general.
it's not the same place.
Is that more or less offensive than calling New Zealand Australia?
That's also
That's
not
It's
the
probably
real-
the same.
It's probably the real.
It's probably the same. Should we just go to the next one? I think we just skip this one.
No, because I have questions.
So in Austria, what you can do now when you're near a city is that they will have, so their speed limit's typically 81 miles an hour, and
Which
When you're
is
near a city-
super awesome.
when you're near a city that has too much particulate matter in it, pollution as they call it,
Yep.
they lower the speed limit to 62. And if you have an EV, they're saying you're not contributing to the pollution, and therefore we're not lowering your speed limit. Thanks. Continue on.
By that theory, I think that's fair. If that's how they're enforcing these speed limits.
I think it's super, super dangerous.
I think it
Yeah,
also sounds.
they would need to give them their own lane.
I think it
Yeah.
also sounds fairly dangerous.
Yeah.
But is it enough to sway you towards electric cars?
No.
You wouldn't buy one?
I
still?
think my next car might be electric, so I don't know that this sways me any other way. I don't know. Yes, I don't know that this sways my opinion.
So then my question is he keeping the Genesis for like a decade, or does he think that he's going to be in a Tesla next?
No, the Genesis is a 4-year car. I've decided,
Okay.
and then I don't know what I'm gonna get.
You're really going to commit to something for 4 years?
No, that's playing right now. That's future Michael's problem.
Tomorrow
I
it'll
was
be a
gonna say,
5-year
4
car.
years? No. Like 2-year car.
That's fair.
most.
That's
It's
fair.
it's of all the cars that I've owned, it's my favorite.
Oh, you know what? Porsche's really pushing that electric car thing, aren't they?
No, I'm gonna get a Porsche. See, the only reason I can justify keeping the Genesis is if I buy a Porsche. See how that makes sense?
No.
But what if you buy,
Financially, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, go on.
what if you bought an ICE Porsche and an electric Porsche?
An ICE Porsche.
Internal combustion
Internal
engine.
combustion
Oh.
engine.
He's using acronyms that they use on the internet all the time.
Yeah, he's getting
Buzzwords.
all
Yeah.
he's getting all
Journalisty.
journalisty.
Yeah.
Journalisty.
Sorry.
By the way, if you're a journalist, I hate when you write like that. So just at least write it out once in the beginning.
I literally
That's how you're supposed to do
I
it.
literally spent 10 minutes for the next story we're doing.
Yeah.
I spent 10 minutes finding one that was written by somebody else because I wanted to run with it, but I fucking hate that chick that writes a Jalopnik and the way she writes. I hate it. And so I found a different one.
Oh.
I get it.
By the way, the Model 3 starts at 46 now.
Oof.
40,
what?
not
What
36,
happened?
46.
Oh, because they got rid of the tax credits, didn't they?
No, that
That's
didn't-
separate.
I don't know that ever included the tax credit. So the base model one's 46.
Wow.
I thought they were in the 30s.
That was advertised originally. Wow.
Damn.
They're supposed to be 30,
35.
36, 35, something like that.
So anyways,
And that would be the single motor one, obviously. So, well, I lost my page. Sorry.
we were talking about this in Australia where they have the
In Australia, mate, everything's upside down. Toilets flush the other way.
They do flush the other way.
So what they're talking about is, I agree with Adam that I think that you should. This is maybe not the greatest idea.
No, I think that everyone who is on that road needs to be at the same speed because it's
Well, they've proven that
the slowest person is always the most
right,
dangerous.
but I mean Michigan does it where the trucks can't go above 60.
Right, and they have their own lanes.
Right. That yeah. So I agree that if they do this, there has to be
And
a
I-
lane specific to
I
the
still
fast
think
cars.
that that's bad.
It's not ideal.
Well, so if you have, because like, so the inside lanes or the outside lanes for in Michigan
Anywhere.
or whatever,
Yeah.
the outside lanes where the trucks are allowed to be are also where you have to be to exit.
Yeah. Sorry. Yep. In my eyes, that's the inside lane. But yeah, I'm tracking now. 'Cause
Right.
you said outside. Yeah, we're good. Inside, outside, right lane.
Yes, the right lanes. I think the right 2 lanes are where they're allowed to be.
Yeah, for sure, the right lane.
Yeah, and so if you're in the fast lane, if you will, and you're trucking along at 10 or 15 miles an hour faster than the trucks are, whatever that
Right,
speed
20.
is, whatever that speed is, I don't remember. Just pretend that everyone's doing the speed limit here.
Yeah, of course.
If you need to exit, you got to merge into the slower traffic. That's not safe.
But you're slowing down for the exit.
I generally try to make my lane changes at least a mile before I have to make my next action, which means I would
agree.
not be slowing down yet, because I also try not to slow down until I hit the exit unless I absolutely have to, because it's not safe.
So playing devil's advocate here. You go from the fast lane, you transition to the slower lane of 60, which then gives you a slower transition speed to the exit, thus being
Right.
safer.
So, but do you slow down in the fast lane and then merge, or do you merge into the slow lane and then slow down? Because neither one is really safe.
No, you merge and then slow.
That seems dangerous to me.
Well, you're slowing to their speed.
Yeah, but you can't do it as you cross. At some point in time, you're going to be at the wrong speed compared to everybody else in the lane you're in, and that's not safe.
It works in Michigan.
I'm not convinced it does.
No, I agree with you that I think that you need to be the same speed, but
There's too many stupid people out there.
There's a lot of
We
stupid
talked
people
about
out there.
that before we started the show. There's too many stupid people who are, by some miraculous stroke of luck, allowed to have driver's license.
we need to be stricter on that. That's a
Absolutely.
whole other episode.
Absolutely.
That's a ranty episode. That's my political platform.
We talked about it with Alex Roy.
Yeah,
That's your political platform. That
Yeah.
too many people have driver's licenses.
that's the problem. Is that I'll only get
Yeah,
like
that'll get you elected.
20% of the votes.
All the car guys will be like, Robbie Vera.
He's not wrong.
He's gonna take my license away. Yep,
The
see,
old
he's-
people will be upset.
Yep.
You will not get the elder vote.
That's what wins elections. But we're not being political right now.
That's slowly swinging, though, as they die off.
So in Australia,
In Australia, I think they have stricter.
They
Well,
have
for
really-
sure in Europe they have strict.
they have strict,
Driving license
they have
requirements.
strict driving everywhere else.
We talked about that with Alex.
So that may, maybe that'll be better.
Yeah.
Anywho, I guess we'll see what comes of this. Maybe they'll decide it's not a good idea.
I'm just jealous
maybe
that-
people aren't going to jump on it and just, well, I'd rather have my Porsche, and then I'll just go.
I'm just jealous that they get to do 80 miles an hour legally.
Is it miles per hour? Or,
It's 130 kilometers,
okay.
which is 81
That's why he
miles an
said
hour.
62, which is 100 kph.
Yep, that's right.
It's just easier for the major demographic of this show to look at it that way.
That's because we're idiots and we're all on standard instead of metric. Fucking America.
I'm with you, Robbie. I'm
never
all
gonna
about the
change.
metric
I know
system.
it's
never
we're
gonna
too far
change
into it.
now.
It'll never change.
You got to start somewhere.
That's my other platform. We're going to the metric system.
Boy,
Metric system, and I'm taking some people's driver's licenses away. Robbie's never getting
Robbie,
electric.
20.
20
You're
never.
not going to get the conservative vote now.
I'm not getting any vote.
I'll
None of
vote for you.
none of the
You got one
construction
vote, Robbie.
You're not getting the construction vote. Those guys are out. They'll never change everything.
But they
I'm-
should.
16
I'm
inches on center, Robbie.
I'm confiscating all of your tape measures.
Ooh, that sounds like
They're all metric now.
that sounds
So,
like authoritarian.
Does Europe use 2x4s?
I don't know what they use.
And do they use
studs
16
that
inch
look
on
like
center?
that look like.
Well, we
2x4s.
don't technically use 2x4s. They're 1.5 by 3.5.
It probably works out to like
Damn it, Robbie.
that probably works out to like a really good metric dimension in
That's probably
centimeters.
fair. I wonder if they still use 16
Millimeters.
inch centers for their stud walls.
I don't know. What's 16 inches to centimeters?
38 millimeters is an inch and a half. What's that for centimeters?
Oh, it's 40.6. So I bet
3.8.
I bet they do 40 centimeters on studs.
40.5.
We're assuming they have 16-inch center studs. Nobody on a podcast has ever talked about this before.
This
What,
is
a
a
construction-
good segue to my
construction podcast?
What
construction
what is the
podcast.
on center stud dimension for Europe? No one's ever talked about
We've used
this.
the word stud a lot here.
Well, yeah, you got a podcast full of them. Hey-o.
Thanks, Robbie. I appreciate that. I needed that today.
Need that lift.
I appreciated that.
Feeling a little
lot.
shitty today.
Every day.
Oh, Lordy.
2018 can fuck off.
It's almost fucked off, Robbie. We're real close.
We're so close, Robbie.
6 weeks and it's fucking
2019 is
gone.
going to be our year.
We said that about 2018, too.
Everybody says that.
But if you give up hope, Robbie, then
No, yeah.
There's
Then what do
nothing
you-
There's
left.
hope for a better 2019, I tell you.
NASCAR
NASCAR.
is looking to get tougher on cheating in 2019.
Good.
I don't know. No.
This seemed
No?
like a little bit of an overreaction.
Also, NASCAR was built on cheating. Let it go.
No,
Let's keep on the cheating, goddammit.
NASCAR is about what's it called? Thwarting the law.
Absolutely.
Flouting. Thank you. That was the word I
Flouting
was
the
trying.
law for sure.
NASCAR is literally about flouting the
Yeah,
law.
like that's what it was built on.
Yeah,
So let's-
Moonshine and
Moonshine.
running away from cops.
yeah, and like, what do you think of when you think of the good old days in NASCAR? This guy's like doing shit and trying to get away with it.
bending the rules.
Smokey Eunuch, Dodge, and the the Daytona.
Yeah.
All
That-
about it.
So what started all this is that Kevin Harvick received a penalty after winning at Texas Motor Speedway.
He had 40 points taken away. He was DQ'd from being automatically entered into the playoffs, my understanding. And then his crew chief
Yep.
and his car crew chief were both booted.
They're done. for
Apparently, he
the-
has a crew chief and a car chief.
Yeah, I don't understand that, but whatever.
I guess when your team's that big,
Yeah, I suppose they have
When you
like
work
30
for
people in
Haas.
the pits.
you need a lot
That's
of people.
something I should do for an opener is figure out like how many people are on
A NASCAR team.
NASCAR
top
versus
level teams
Formula
like
One,
Formula
all that.
One, NASCAR. You know,
Indy.
Just in the pits, because if you I'll say
right. Like how many people are actively on these and then Pirelli World Challenge.
yeah, exactly.
So the really weird thing. So he had basically on his spoiler, which everybody gets a spec spoiler. It was mounted.
manufactured
it's an
by
odd-
one company.
Yeah, it's an off-the-shelf item for
It was
all of them.
mounted improperly. Let's say there are dimensions that they have to meet
Yes.
for mounting the spoiler. They did not meet them.
No,
Wasn't it like
just it's over a quarter of an inch.
3/100ths of an inch? It was slid to one side, to the passenger side.
Yeah, to the right, which would catch more air.
So they're claiming that
That's
may
a-
have caused him to win.
That's
Okay,
an
fair enough.
aerodynamic advantage.
Okay.
Yes.
So the thing I don't understand about this is that why he gets to keep his record,
His trophy stays.
his trophy stays, but they basically fired the two top people in his team. I'm kind of weirded out about that.
I think maybe that's the focus is that they're like our punishments are stupid and we need to
Well-
have different punishments.
Also, chances are Kevin Harvick didn't know that his wing wasn't properly mounted and
Oh,
wasn't
he would have no-
wasn't the manufactured spec wing that they apparently built their own because they
No, I think it's still that wing. They just mounted it in the wrong spot.
the way I read it,
Is that it was longer.
it was also not the spec wing.
Yeah, they said it was not
It
a
was
machining
longer.
defect. It was
Yeah,
absolutely
because
longer.
they guarantee
Oh,
that
it was longer, not taller.
yeah, they guarantee
Okay.
that wing to be within like 1/1000th of an inch from
Plus-
one car to the next.
plus or minus
Okay.
10,000.
So they straight up cheated.
yeah,
then.
10,000. maybe.
I was giving them the benefit of the doubt that
Nope.
maybe they cheated a little bit, but didn't cheat that much. But it sounds like they straight
Yeah,
up
it
cheated.
sounds like they
I
straight
think
up
they
cheated.
manufactured their own wing hoping they'd get away with it.
But why wouldn't they?
But Kevin Harvick probably doesn't know that. The crew chief and the car chief almost have to.
You'd think he'd know.
But if he
too.
won in a scenario where he was cheating, why does he get to keep?
The trophy.
Right, because
trophy.
to me, whether the crew chief or the car chief is the cheater or the driver's the cheater,
the
the
team.
team is still cheating, which means that the team
The
should
team should
lose
get
the win.
penalized. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's if they want to. That's what I think they need to focus on is like getting like fair punishments because they talked about it, like they didn't want to. Well, if somebody wins on Sunday, then we decide that they don't win, and then they take that away on Wednesday.
That's what Formula One does.
Fuck them. I mean, if they cheated, that's just how it has to be. I think if you want to change that culture, if that's their goal, they need to have pretty stiff punishments. Because right now, like if you fine them, that's just the cost of doing business. That's like the luxury tax in the NBA.
Yeah.
So like, for the simplicity of this argument or example, we'll say an NBA team has a $100 million salary.
Right.
And then if they spend $110 million on salary, they get taxed and they have to pay more money. So then they pay $30 million on top of their $110 million, and now their salary for the team is $140 million. That's just the cost of doing business to win
Yep.
that fucking championship.
Yep.
So finding a team doesn't matter, but
Right.
taking away wins, that matters.
Yeah.
So if that's
I agree.
that's how they have to handle it, I think. If that's what their goal is, that's what they have to focus on.
It sucks he doesn't get to do the championship 4 thing. You know, that's kind of a penalty.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know about his crew chief and his car chief getting suspended. If that's much of a penalty at this
No,
point.
because I don't think that. How hard can that be to replace for a race or two?
Yeah, for a couple races, and those guys are still on the payroll. They just can't show
And,
up
like,
Yeah, they can
you
talk to
can't
people
tell
the
me-
day before.
I was gonna say you can't tell me that they're not
involved
sitting
at
in
the
an
shop.
RV with a radio on their head or something like that. You can't tell me that they're not still heavily involved every step of the way.
Yeah, even if they're not there.
Yeah, it's not a punishment.
So yeah, it's really confusing. Like it's just inconsistent how they doled out the punishments for that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the whatever the executive vice president or whatever it was, he was saying that he wanted to make more strict penalties for this type of cheating.
I'd just say make it more consistent. You know, lay it out in the beginning of the season. Like, we're not going to fine you, but we
Yeah, I
will
think
take away
We're
your
just gonna
wins.
start firing people.
At
and
first,
you're
I
gonna lose
thought,
wins.
fine them more, but the way you just explained it, that makes
Then you just budget.
way too much
You
sense.
just budget for
No,
it.
I get it. That makes
and
way
the
too much
teams
sense.
with the most money and the best sponsors will have more incentive to cheat
Exactly.
because they can pay for it.
Yeah,
Right.
you get Bush Light, like, hey, we're going to cheat, and we know we're going to cheat.
gonna
But it's
get-
going to cost us
but
this
I'm
much money.
going to need
I'm gonna
another
win,
$100,000
to pay for the penalty.
this weekend.
but I'll win.
Oh, yeah. It's just the cost of doing business. Money is not an issue when it comes to these things.
And we're talking about Kevin Harvick right now, and his car's up, so you can see Mobile One, and
Ford, Jimmy John's.
it was, what was this on? This was probably some other places, but what was the name of this? Motorsport.com. I mean,
Yep.
it's publicity right now. The sponsors are getting what they want. They're getting
It was-
exposure.
It was on Jalopnik.
See, there you go.
Found a different place to talk about it 'cause
You don't like that lady?
I don't like her.
So
I don't know
Is
if I
it-
don't like her. I don't like her style of writing.
there.
Is-
And that's fine.
is it?
Because, this is 2018 and I could probably get in trouble for saying that. So I just don't like the way she writes things.
That's fair.
It just annoys me.
You don't have to like the way that
There's a
everybody
lot-
does stuff.
I've stopped books that I was really excited about because I didn't like the way they wrote.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, I've been there. So anyway, yeah, he's getting exposure for it. There's more people talking about it now than talked about it when he won. You know what I mean? Like in addition to
I didn't
what
know
happened.
he won.
I didn't know he won.
And
either.
if this wouldn't have happened, I would have never known because I don't follow NASCAR close enough to care.
Right.
So
My new favorite NASCAR guy isn't even NASCAR racing anymore.
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
after he was on Joe
He's my
Rogan.
new favorite guy.
It's a really good Joe Rogan episode if
If,
you have a
if you
chance
guys
to listen
haven't
to
listened to it, I mean, once you're
Ooh,
listening
they should listen to that
this-
next week.
There you go.
on our week off.
Thanksgiving week, listen to Dale Earnhardt Jr. on Joe Rogan, and then come back to us the week after.
I feel like I could be a friend with him. Like me and him could hang out.
Absolutely.
He can hang out with anybody, I think.
He's a rad dude.
He's just
a
another
he's just a
guy.
nice
He was
guy.
talking about having social anxiety.
I get that.
Yeah, like not wanting to go to concerts and stuff like that. I'm like, that's totally me.
And then Joe's like, oh, because all the people recognize it? He's like, no, I love the people.
I love being recognized.
He's like, yeah, I,
just
love
don't like,
talking to
I just
people.
don't like crowds.
I just don't like crowds.
Bro, that's totes me.
Yeah, it's
It's like he's just a normal dude.
When I go to concerts, they have to be seated. I will not go.
I'll do stand-ups, but
No,
I'll stand
I
in the
won't
back.
do it.
I like Woolies. I'm just in the back. I'm that weird guy standing in the back.
You're by the door. You
Yeah,
got
just-
you got
just
a way to
hanging out.
exit if you need to. If you
Just
need to
watching.
run out.
I'm just having a good time in the back. I'm enjoying the show.
I want to go to a Guar concert.
No,
but
you
I
don't.
Want, but I
No,
want
you
to be.
don't.
No, I want to be in a private balcony above it so I can just see the chaos below me.
This is okay.
No, Robbie, just be careful.
No, we're here.
No,
We're here.
it's a holiday week, Robbie.
No, it's not.
It is.
We got to give the
Thanksgiving.
group. We got to give the group 2 weeks worth of content to bitch about.
No, we don't. We
Guar
don't
comes
have
on
to do that.
stage and like sprays the crowd with fake blood and
Yeah,
semen
they
and
get
all
out of
sorts of
control,
stuff.
dude.
They'll have like the president at the time on stage, like not the real president.
kill him
obviously.
or
They'll
whatever.
kill him and the
Yeah.
blood will be spraying
Yeah, I've heard
everywhere.
about
It's
this.
like,
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like Ted Nugent,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
in the future.
But like, I don't.
need to see that.
Yeah,
But I do kind of like Guar.
but I want to like. I don't want to be a part of it. I just want to like view it from above.
Now we're back
right?
to the voyeurism thing.
Yeah, exactly. I want to be a voyeur of a Guar concert. Exactly. That's
Whoa.
exactly.
I'm
So weird.
we're just putting it out there. People,
It's super weird, dude.
are learning about us. They want to know.
People are learning stuff, I guess.
If they
I'm
don't know,
learning
if they
stuff.
don't know by now, what they're getting into. I don't know what to tell you.
Then they're probably new here. Welcome.
Welcome. I appreciate you listening. Please come back.
Oh, if
Can
you
you
are new,
believe that 250,000 people have listened to this shit?
It's not 250,000 people.
Well, no, but people have
Somebody's-
listened to 250,000
Somebody's
times.
listened a few times. Yeah.
if you're new here, sorry, and also join the group.
Yeah. Welcome.
You should for sure
I
join
will
the group.
never
Have a good time.
apologize.
The
for
the
this.
Facebook group, 1010s podcast group.
Hang out, complain about things.
Yeah,
complain
but-
about Robbie's taste in music.
Actually, I think I had the least amount of complaints out of all of you.
It's because you were the least vocal, as usual.
When it comes to a
You just kept
podcast,
to
I'm the
yourself.
quiet. Yeah, I'm the quiet guy.
You just kept to yourself. Join the group. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook too.
Yep.
YouTube. Check out the YouTube. If you're at work and you like to listen at work, sometimes it's easier to listen on YouTube. That's probably our major demographic for YouTube.
Yeah, we're people at work.
So we're just sitting around
No,
at
there's
my house.
Yeah, we got a store if you like our shirts and our hats.
There you go. There's
Getting
another
cold.
Ooh, I need to make an order before
Buy-
we go to PRI.
Yep, buy a beanie. They're not beanie. Palm hat, stocking cap.
stocking
Hell
cap
yeah.
with a pom pom thing on it.
They're nice.
Cut it off if you don't want it.
I think,
I wouldn't recommend it.
is there one that we
'cause
saw?
they're awesome.
I think we saw one without one.
I thought,
Do
if
we?
I remember correctly, I mean, maybe it's changed since then, but when you originally put that on there, you said you couldn't. But if
Okay.
you really didn't want it, you just cut it off.
Yeah.
That's right.
But
You
I
are-
think
you
it's
are.
styling, and you should
I like it.
should cut it off.
I like my palm.
It's, I mean, it's a little
I've
man
literally
bunny,
worn. I've
but
worn
I'm
it,
good with it.
I've worn it every day this week.
Hell yeah!
There's new shirts that people should buy.
Yep.
They're more
Oh, that's right.
hot
The drift
shirts.
shirt and the
Porsche shirt.
Porsche shirt. I think that's it for this week. It's a little shorter than normal. It wasn't an hour. It's a little shorter than it normally
We were a
is.
little
So
short
that's good.
last week too.
Yeah, that's all right. We're condensing our episodes. We're getting more efficient. Efficiency is
Yeah.
key. So, anything else you want to shout out before we go away for a couple weeks?
No, see us at PRI probably.
Yep, definitely. We'll get the PRI stuff hooked up. That's sneaking up on us here pretty quick.
Yeah.
because actually we won't have another show until the week before PRI.
Yep, we'll have one show
So,
and then
yeah.
the PRI recap.
Yep. So that'll go quick. So we'll have to.
Yep.
If you're interested in that, make sure you keep an eye out for the invite for that out there. All right, that's it. Catch you guys next week.
Bye.
Not next week. Fuck.